Hello, welcome back to Bald and Board Games. I'm Bald.
I'm bored.
I'm Bugby.
And today we're playing...
TacTile.
Yes, sir. I love the way that you were saying tactile on your reel.
Yeah, I always put a little like...
Both T's are capitalized, I know. It's like tactile.
I put a little audible like space in there to like emphasize the tile
It's
part.
great design.
Yeah.
That's great. So can you explain to us what TacTile is?
Sure. So TacTile is an abstract strategy engine building game. So you guys are familiar with abstract games. You're familiar with engine building. In a classic engine building game, you often have like a set number of actions, and your goal throughout the game and your choices is to improve the quality of those. Like, let's say one action is I get wood. In a classic engine building game, as you invest in wood, you're going to get more wood every time you take a wood action. In TacTile, instead of improving the quality of your actions, you're actually increasing the number of actions you can take.
Nice.
It's dependent on your pathing and your strategy as you move through the board. Right? So that's how you kind of combine the two elements of abstract and engine building.
Awesome.
All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of explain how to play,
Yep.
and then we're going to just get right into this bad boy. Okay. Let me move this.
And we have someone now who can tell us we're playing wrong.
Oh yeah.
So there's no debate. There's no.
There might be debate.
There's no Steve looking at the rule book like, oh yeah, I can do that, and be like, no, that's not what it says at all. Happens a lot.
We always find the gap in the rulebook too. There would be like, it doesn't say you can't do it, but it doesn't say you can either.
No, Steve finds the gap. I'm like, Steve, it specifically doesn't say you can.
Honestly, I had a debate literally yesterday, lasted for 20 minutes. If it doesn't say it, what does that mean?
Right. But it's funny because then we rag on, unintentionally, like we'll rag on a rule book where it says the obvious stuff, like this is a blank space.
We just had that.
And that's why.
You know somebody was like, well, wait a minute.
That's usually what it is. We don't rag on the people who made the rule book. We'll rag on like, who needed this? Like, what happened? We're like, so what is a blank space?
We just play tested on Mars, one of the Vital Inserta games.
Okay.
Yep.
And it literally has hexes. And one of them says, an empty hex is a hex without anything on it. And it's like, well, that definition of empty.
Somebody definitely asked that question, and they're like, I can't deal with this anymore. We're going to just write it down.
They definitely did. So, all right. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. So, I'll say my rulebook definitely has a lot of like, I'm not going to say it because I'm just going to assume you can figure it out, but I've had enough arguments now. I'm like, oh boy, this is going to cause so much trouble. We'll see. All right. Objective of the game is really simple. So you're green and you're yellow.
Okay.
You have two pawns, which are these discs, and you're literally just trying to cross the board diagonally and score in your opponent's home. Okay? So scoring is just moving a tile onto the home tile of your opponent. Once you move onto the home tile, the pawn is scored. It's out of the game. Can't be used for anything anymore. Once you score the second one, you win. Okay? Objective is really straightforward. On your turn, you're going to do 2 basic actions out of a possible 5. That's what these little cubes are for. It's just to keep track of your basic actions. You're like, why do I need to keep track of just 2 actions? This seems so unnecessary. It'll be necessary. Just wait. So the first basic action you can take is called a move action. Move is just move to an adjacent tile, up or down, left or right, no diagonal movement. Pawns cannot share tiles, so once you're on it, you can block yourself and others by being on that tile. I should call out the 2 home tiles that are not in play are just like out of the game.
They're just there.
So there's no AI moving those around.
No, those are just there for aesthetics. So basically just ignore them for now.
Okay.
The one exception is the home and score tiles where, of course, multiple pawns can be. You cannot take the same basic action twice. That's why the cubes are there. So this is on move. If you had done that, you couldn't do it again. So for your other basic actions, you have a gain action, which is just get a resource matching a tile one of your pawns is on. So here you only have 1 pawn out. You can only gain a yellow resource. However, if you were in multiple places, you could choose between a yellow or a blue resource. Right? Gaining a resource is a gain action. Next action you can take is a buy action. There's always 6 cards for sale in the card market. They always cost 2 resources. It's always some combination of the 4 resource types. So this would cost a yellow and a green. This would cost a green and a blue. Purchasing is an action. Last action you can take is called a swap action. Sorry, 4th action. If you have a resource, you simply swap it for any other resource in the resource area. Swapping one resource for another is a swap action.
Can you, if you had 2 resources, can you swap both of them in the same swap? Or just one to one?
Okay. It's always just one. Last action you can take is a reset action. This simply resets the card market.
Oh, that's Steve's favorite thing to do.
There's toxic and tactical resets.
Oh, 100 both.
Toxic is you wanted that, not anymore. Tactical is shit, I don't have anything to buy.
we literally made one of our viewers, our number one, Kim, which she may pop in at some point, mad we were playing Wormspan because we were looking at the rule book and she's like, just ask me. Like, we can't. because we're literally looking to see if we could like do something of that sort,
Oh yeah.
and then it's completely hate drafted right after that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is especially in 2-player. This definitely comes up, so keep an eye out for those.
Mhm.
There are automatic resets, so if we ever have 5 or more cards that are either the same type, like 5 or more of these pushes, or 5 or more that are the same color, so like 5 or more green, it will automatically just wipe and draw 6 new nobody facing action.
And is there a discard pile? Do they just go to the
We'll
bottom
just
of the
make
deck?
like a discard
Okay.
pile. There's 120 cards. I'd be shocked if you made it through all of them. We'll see.
Depends on how many times Steve resets
Nobody's
it.
done it yet, but like people have tried, so we'll see.
That's the goal.
All right. Any questions about the objective or basic actions of the game?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Just try to get it there. So when you get to the other player's side,
Yeah.
how did you know that you've made it there?
I just leave a pawn in there and
Just leave that over there?
You can't
Okay.
use it once it's scored, so it's just leave it.
And you're trying to literally get both of yours on
Both over there. It's just
Okay.
a race. It's a race game. All right. You're probably wondering, what do these cards do? So there are 3 different types of cards: moves, pushes, and gains. The way the cards work is when you move onto a tile matching a color of the card you own, it activates and gives you a free action. All right. So let's say I'm in this position. Okay. If I was to move onto this tile, this blue tile, it would activate all the blue cards I own. Now they would each give me a free action. Moves are really simple. They allow you to move again. Remember, you can use it on either pawn, so it doesn't have to be the one that triggered it, right? So I could move this guy, right? And then pushes allow you to move opponent's pawns, so it's like a defensive attack. I can push my enemy back, right? And then gains allow you to get free resources. So this was a bad position. Let me try this. Okay, so let's say this was my starting position. So I'd have to activate it by moving onto the tile. So you usually have to use a basic action to trigger stuff. So I'll move onto blue, activates my blue cards. I can use a free move on either pawn. So if I used my move on this pawn, I now moved on to green. It would activate all my green cards, and you can start to chain actions together. Okay, and this gain could be used from either pawn. So I could gain blue or green, gain a blue, and then I still have a push to push my opponent.
Can you push your opponent back into their home base?
You cannot push people onto the black home tiles.
Okay.
So this would be as far back as you can push them. Now, the key part of this game is I used all my cards. On my next turn, they simply reset. So if I can move on these colors again, I can activate them again. Right?
So that's the building of your tableau and
So
your
you're building
engine that's there.
And it's very it's very like tile dependent, right? So as you can see, like if I had this engine, blue and green tiles are really powerful for me, whereas yellow and red tiles are useless. So I would want to strategically map my path through the game based off of that. And as I'm buying more cards, I want to be thinking about my path so I can get all these actions out.
Okay.
Perfect.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Welcome in, Eric. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Eric.
We do have a special guest. We're playing TacTile, which is our special guest creation.
Yes, this is Joseph Bugby. Sorry,
Bugby,
I added an S to
all
your
good.
name. Friendly Bee Game Company,
That's right.
correct?
Let's be of the friendly bee.
He is getting ready to put out TacTile onto Kickstarter. I think you said October 1st.
Kickstarter, yeah, and it's like a week and change.
Nice.
So we're coming up.
Coming
baby.
up. He just got done successfully creating widgets and digits.
Widgets and digits, another engine builder. I love me some engine builders.
Yeah.
That one is a business building engine.
Seem
building
more
game.
social.
Uh,
Had some social aspect to it? Or?
It has a lot of fun aspects to it. Like you start by creating your own widget idea. There's like all these jokes on the cards and stuff.
Nice.
So it definitely has like it has that like fun, high energy aspect. And then this is like pure crunch. You're just getting in there and cooking.
That's our kind of game.
All
Pure
right.
crunch.
I love it.
Who else we
Also,
got there?
welcome in Horror Hippo.
Hey,
we did
Horror
not
Hippo?
make him shave for the thing.
Yes,
We usually have bald caps to be like any guest star has to be bald.
That's
I
so
do have a bald
funny.
cap. We can give you one if you want.
I should have grown a beard out at least.
The beard's only here because we don't have your
Oh,
hair.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
really what it
Switched
is.
it around
Yeah,
for this
exactly.
one. There we go.
You're bald. You're
I'll
shaved.
rotate. There we go.
We'll
Yeah.
take it. We'll take the shaved face for bald.
Yeah, gotta be bald somewhere.
Channing shave his head.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's yeah. If he loses at his own game, we'll shave his head live.
Oh, I don't know how confident I can be. Let's have to see how the board's shaping up. All right,
Okay.
so we're about to start a head-to-head
Get
battle.
these here.
Let's see how you guys go.
Any specific way to determine who goes first?
There is, but it's actually not going to work this time because the rule for who gets to go first is whoever has the most colors on their shirt, and you guys are wearing the same shirt.
It's true. We are, of course.
Wait, you have a different shade of it. You know what? I think there's a little more variation on the gray. It looks like
Oh, all right.
Yeah, some gray.
It's gray at color.
He said it.
That's
He said it.
You know, it's
That's
Put those
fine.
dice away.
fine.
Dice hate me.
All right, so we'll have you go first.
Okay, so let's
you
come back.
are yellow. Yep, we'll reset
One last
everybody.
quick question.
Yes.
Is there a max amount of cards you can
There
possess?
is no maximum amount. So
good
you can
question.
have a theoretically infinitely large tableau, though the most we've ever seen, I think, is 15.
Man.
But
All right.
it's unlikely that you will get anywhere near that card count.
Do you want to stay at this zoomed out?
No,
You
let's push back.
want to go back in here?
Yep, we'll go to
I'm
this
going to
view.
throw this
no
actually
worries.
right up in here with everybody. Try and
Oh,
get the
yeah,
title in there.
Oh, I like it. That's cool.
Everything, see that?
Black and white.
And then
actually looks
make
nice.
sure I know where I can move my cards right here. So
Yes.
Steve, don't take my cards
Nah.
from mine, okay? So I take those.
Well, I have our
Okay,
thing if we need it.
sounds good.
I
All right,
plan on
so I'm
getting
going
15
first here.
cards.
You know first.
Yeah, we're planning on emptying your entire deck if we can.
That'd be awesome. Honestly, it's super fun when you do a bazillion, but it's a racing game. So usually, like, if you're taking that long to build your tableau, the other person's going to beat you. So you kind of got to be efficient with your building.
Sorry, my OCD is kicking in there.
All good. All good.
We'll
People,
start rotating
it's funny
tiles
because
now.
on the neoprene maps, these guys really slide. I'm used to playing on just like a regular wood table.
Oh, yeah?
and they
And they just
hold,
stick?
They hold a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'm definitely going to obviously move first.
Okay.
So on your home tile, can you also do the gain
No,
actions
because it's
again?
considered to have no color because the base
Okay,
color.
that's
is
what I assumed. And it's only orthogonally, right?
It's only orthogonal.
Orthologically?
Yeah, that was a tough word for Steve to learn.
I didn't
early on.
really use that word ever until I played this game.
So when you move on to a spot,
Oh
you
no,
automatically say it. I didn't do it
I
yet.
was predicting the future here.
Yeah,
Ah.
and then I get to do both my actions before he goes.
Yes.
Okay. And I mean, obviously, I'm gonna gain because
Yeah,
I can't do anything else.
Yeah, I was like-
I read your mind a little bit there. Until you have a couple cards, you're probably going to be gaining some resources.
Yep.
All right.
Steve-O.
Yep. I guess I'll move.
Oh. Who'd have thought? Copycat.
Onto it. I guess I can go onto a green or a green.
It's an interesting start.
And then we'll gain one of these.
That's great. 'Cause everyone starts off at it's almost like a deck builder. Everyone has the
It's-
same set of moves, and
Yeah. But it's, the market and then the tiles and then how
Yeah,
you
quickly
position
change
them
it
all.
up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, once you get a couple cards, it'll really get shaky.
Get shaky. All right. So we're gonna continue to move, and I guess I'll do another gain action. I could have two yellows. There are two yellows, right?
Nope, one. You
Just
pick
one.
either.
Oh, one or okay.
You weren't listening to the directions.
I was. I was distracted by all the pretty colors.
Always one. It's always one. I love games where like everything's very limited and you're like, I gotta make freaking hard decisions.
Oh yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Those. I mean, so Vitalicerta, he has a lot that's going on, but each turn you have to make one very specific decision that
Mhm.
links up to a bunch of them, and the end turns for Steve and I end up taking a good 20 minutes per person.
To answer your question, War Hippo, we are going to run a 2-player since he's played
Yes.
before as the creator. He will join in game number 2.
Yeah, we invited him on, but told him he couldn't play.
I wanted to have a nice even battle where you guys were on even footing. I'll be honest, I play this game a lot, so
Oh,
I can't wait. We love that more than anything else,
Okay,
is having one player that
yeah.
knows it better than the other and just
Yeah.
seeing can you figure out their strategy and
Oh,
counter
yeah.
it.
See, that's what I didn't want to give you any hints. I wanted to see
Yeah.
total fresh map. What do you guys kind of try to do?
Yeah.
And then when you see me making moves, you're like, oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah. Exactly.
What it really is he's studying us right now.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm
He's
learning
studying.
the
He's like,
weaknesses.
I've never met these guys. I want to figure out how they think
That's
so that I
right.
could kick their ass.
Then for How Do We Meet, also an LA resident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of us around here in
this
LA.
is actually our first time meeting Joe.
Yeah. It's nice to
We
meet you guys.
we found him.
Yes.
Yeah, you as well.
Yes.
We found him on Instagram through
Hollywood
we watched
Boulevard.
his on Hollywood through Widgets and Stitches. Actually, we saw that going on. Like, okay, we'll keep track and keep watching. And saw he was in LA. And of course, you guys know we mentioned before and work on our own games. Like, hey, could be a great person to chit chat with, to potentially test with, because he's been successful in getting his stuff out. So his insights hopefully would be valuable. I don't know. We haven't
Yeah.
had him yet.
I only know bad ideas. No, I'm just
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's great. LA has a lot of game designers actually,
Yeah.
so I'm glad you guys found the content. Glad we found each other. But
Yeah.
if you're trying to make games in LA, there's a lot of resources. So we might talk about it later on the video. But
Yeah.
it's a
But the
good place
main thing
for
why
it.
he's here is because TacTile looked like a great game, and we wanted to make sure that we got to play it first of all.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
also we want to help him out because he's a local Angelino, and there are a lot of game designers in LA, and I think much like the artist community and other community, you got to kind of rub each other's backs and help each other out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Plus, who doesn't love board games?
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
God. It's stupid if you
Who doesn't
don't.
like beating Nick at board games?
Yeah.
We're pretty
Alright.
even keeled.
Right now, yeah. We just started.
Here, I mean, our record for ball
That's
board
true.
so
It's
far.
almost even.
Yeah.
We also do a cribbage before
I
every
actually
stream.
never played cribbage, but
we
friends have told me
love
about it. And like,
Well, we'll see what time we get
So-
done. If you have time after we get done with 2 games, then maybe offline we'll do a.
I'm down.
We'll teach
Yeah.
you how to play our
So
game.
we play 38 games, one every week,
Wow.
and I'm up 20 to 18. So like we go back and forth,
So
back and
I
forth.
was ahead by 4, and then he got rid of that lead, and then he took it, and I'm
Interesting.
slowly
Yeah.
whittling it away. So
Okay.
But all right.
Let's check it out.
We're gonna shift some strategy here.
Okay,
We're gonna
good.
gain.
Okay.
We're gonna get green.
All right.
mhm.
We're gonna
Green
buy.
versus yellow.
There you go.
Oh.
There's the first.
Wait. How did? Oh, because you stayed on it, so
Yep.
you saved an action.
Yep.
Very
So
smart.
refills automatically.
I like it. Okay. Yes. Refills automatically. Let's see what comes out.
We have a gain.
Another gain.
Gain.
All right. Gain.
Okay. I am going to move,
Okay.
and I am going to buy.
Nice.
Push.
I like how you guys are both choosing violence to start. Always good.
Yes.
Always a good motto.
Nice.
All right.
And then, so these 6 up here, everyone, this is the market. I am going to have my cards down here, just out of view. But if we need to go down and see those Steve has a view, you can switch it to show what I'm using.
So I'm gonna do a move.
Yeah.
We're gonna go here.
Actually,
Triggers
it's
the
your
push.
Now you don't have to use it now.
Oh, we are.
Just saying.
And
but
so this is something
you're
you'll see.
welcome.
You're going to see this with Steve a lot. He has, he can't control his hands.
It's okay. If you ever play the drinking rules of the game, breaking the board, that's a drink. So.
Nice.
Amazing.
I'm gonna be hammered.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely.
And now we are gonna gain a blue.
Okay. Sweet. Nice.
Sounds good.
And then this resets.
Okay. I am going to move. Choices.
Doesn't take long
Yeah.
before I.
And we'll do a gain, and I'll get a blue. That's it. Steve.
And now the important thing is, so starting on a color doesn't do anything for you.
Yeah.
You have to move onto that color to activate it.
Makes sense.
So we're gonna move green onto green. Then we are gonna gain a green.
All right. I'm going to gain a yellow, please. And I'm going to buy.
Really? Maybe give you a yellow.
Absolutely.
We can also start a side pile.
I was gonna fight since we can just run them down the middle.
You're never gonna really need more than 4 or 5. So
I like
Oh.
Steve having to do work,
I'll just do. We'll do a dual pile here.
making his life too easy. That's about it. Yeah, we can come off to the side.
That one blue tile is not rotated the same as the others, drive me crazy. It would drive Nick crazy as well too. I noticed it as well.
Is it that one? Oh my gosh.
Which one is it? The
Some of the stars.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, the way the stars point.
Slightly askew.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually bother me. It would bother me if like the tile was completely young.
So I'll be honest, I'm actually thinking about changing the shapes for the stars and the triangles so
Mhm.
that I have a more rotationally symmetrical shape.
Smart. Yeah.
This is what the prototype. This is like the 95% complete prototype, but not everything is 100% finalized.
Yes,
so-
and that's a good thing to mention as well, everybody. Of course, it goes without saying because it's not out yet that this is a prototype, so everything is
Mhm.
potentially subject to change.
Yeah, so like one of the things I'm thinking about is like I might change it to like a plus and like an 8-point star just so that it's like rotationally always the same.
Makes sense. All right.
All you, sir. So when did you have the idea for TacTile?
So this actually
What's
was
sparked it?
born of widgets and digits.
Ah,
So
nice.
widgets and
Gotta love
digits-
that. Where one sparks the next one. It's
yeah,
job security.
when I well, what happened was I made widgets and digits. I think a lot of times when you create your first board game as a designer, it's because you have this idea you want to see brought to life, right? That was widgets
Yep.
and digits for me. I had this idea. I want to bring this to life. And once I brought it to life, I wanted to tweak it and improve it, make it the perfect game I could make it. So I did a ton of play testing. I tried a bunch of mechanics I could add on top, layer in. Does it improve the game? Does it make it worse? What's happening? And so as I tried all these mechanics, one thing I learned was that people really loved card combos, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
They
yeah, for
love
sure.
it when like I did this and it triggers that and I do this. People fucking love that shit.
Oh yeah.
It was super fun. And I put it in widgets and digits, but widgets and digits has like expansions, and the card combos didn't really come out until the 3rd expansion. And I was like, that just means that not everyone's going to get to experience it, right? Because
Yep.
it's not part of that core game.
So I wanted to build a game entirely around card combos,
Nice.
and that's what inspired TacTile. And with one of my learnings from card combos is one of my favorite games is Wingspan.
Yep.
You guys
Oh,
should
yeah.
play Wormspan.
Yep.
So I love Wingspan. It's got really great combo ability. There's a ton of variety in what you can do. But I have two issues with games like Wingspan and Terraforming Mars. And it's that while you can do a lot, one, you're having to read a lot of abilities. Like I feel
Yep.
like there's a lot of time spent.
Oh.
Okay, you know, especially if it's your first time
100%.
playing. Like there's a good. Everyone's just sitting around reading cards.
Yep.
And then the second is like for all the abilities they have, once you commit to a strategy or whatever, a lot of it becomes brick. It's deck. Like
Yep.
you're not going to use it. You're just discarding it. You're just trying to sift for the cards you're looking for.
Yep.
And so with TacTile, I was like, is there a way with comboing where I can reduce the number of abilities, but allow everything to always build into the strategy? So it's just like less reading, everything's good, and it's just like volume of combos. That was kind of the idea. And so it was interesting, and as you'll see, like there's only 3 abilities, but they're all good. You always just want more cards.
Yep.
And then your tableau just gets bigger and stronger and bigger and stronger, and you're always just comboing more and more. And I kind of liked that. It allowed for like, you get these crazy 15 card combos, you know, which
Yeah.
is nuts. Like I don't think of a game where I get that many combos. So I found it to be pretty fun. We'll see what you guys think.
No, I like the simplicity. We've been working through the Vital Lacerda games, and Weather Machine and Inventions are both combo games.
Mhm.
It's not card combos, but
Heavily.
like
Yeah.
you place a
Combo,
meeple here and it does this, which could do that and this. And you're right. For half an hour, we're in the book being like, okay, let's make sure we understand the process of how it moves or the ordering, because order of operations could change everything.
And
Yep.
you play the whole game for a couple big turns with the big triggering combos. But my whole thing was like, what if every turn is always a combo?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if every turn is a
That's
bigger
smart.
combo? And I was just like,
Well, the escalation that's clearly going to happen,
right.
you know, as you go on, you get your cards down and you can, you know, you can see the board, okay, what can I realistically get to? And then by using this card, get to that one and be able to use the next one, so on and so forth. It's a fun puzzle in itself. And then, of course, the board is modular, so each time you play, it'll be slightly different. And
Yep.
yeah.
And what's interesting is as you play the game, it's actually evolved a really distinct early, middle, and late game phase.
Nice.
I won't talk too much about it. You guys
Yeah,
get to
we'll
experience.
see. What are you doing, Steve?
All right. Swapping this for this.
He's the one talking. You can be doing your moves, man.
And buying
Oh, nice.
these two.
What do we got? Ooh, speed. Need for speed.
Oh, red is
I'm
out.
also going to throw out a hint here, because a lot of times in the first game, people don't dabble too much. The game cards are really strong.
Well, yeah, because you
Oh,
pay
yeah.
an additional one, so you can
That's
buy
right.
it quicker.
It's economy,
Yeah.
and an engine
Yeah.
building game, economy is very powerful. So I'm just
Mhm.
going to throw out a hint.
Oh, yeah.
Also, nice posters, you guys. Wow, this is great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that is the
Is that Howl's
our.
Moving Castle on the right?
Yes, that's
Wow.
Howl. We got Dragon Ball Z over
I
here.
love
We
it.
have Attack on Titan at the bottom,
Oh,
and then that's
that's
a color strip for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, wow.
So Jen, who you met,
Mhm.
who you guys have seen or heard on stream, has the middle section. Really, those are her
Okay.
2 absolute
That's
favorites.
great.
Dragon Ball Z, I grew up with, of course,
course,
and then you know,
I love me some
Miyazaki, you can't go wrong with.
That's a beautiful.
His thing looks very different than mine. I'm a big fan of the horror genre.
Yes.
Oh my
So
god.
it's just like,
He has all of
Miyazaki's
that.
the
as well.
opposite of that.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
like,
We're happy he's demented.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it.
I'm going to gain first, and I'm going to gain blue. Yep, blue. Boom. And then I'm going to move, and we're going to go here, so I can activate push.
You push one of his pawns.
So I'm going to push you back 1.
Great.
Which is fine. All right.
All right.
All you, sir.
I'm going to start with a move.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to move this one up,
Free move.
which triggers this move, which moves this up, which
Push
triggers
me.
this push.
You wanna push
there
me,
it
sir?
is. Ah,
The time.
That's gonna have every time.
I had to lift and plop.
Like how
They
like,
seem
this
like
is
they,
this
it seems
is
like they will slide, but there's always like a tiny lip, and then
Yeah.
on the green, you're just sending it.
Okay.
right.
And then I will gain a blue.
okay. So
Broke the board, drink. That would be a thing.
There's
Yeah.
3 drinking rules. These are unofficial. They're not printed anywhere, but you get them because you're on stream. It's 1, if you say 2, if you touch your chin, and 3, if you break the
Oh,
board.
you're just like-
All 3 are drinks.
how did those develop?
Because we couldn't play a game without going,
Yeah.
Nice, there it is.
But and then it was hilarious because when you do play with drinks, the moment you try not to do something, you just do it
by
more,
accident,
and
yeah.
then it turns into a mess every time. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna move. Have you played Muffin Time at all?
I have not.
Oh. It's a super simple game, all cards.
Okay.
There's no board or anything. And each card, there's 3 actions. You have a normal play action, you have a counter, and then you have a trap. And the goal is to have exactly 10 cards in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It should seem easy, like, I'm just going to draw up to 10.
Simple,
but then someone can trigger something that makes you discard cards or
Oh my
add
God.
cards.
And wait, you win and you get 10 cards?
when you start your turn with 10 cards.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's almost it's Uno-esque, but it's a
Interesting. It's the
constant
opposite of Uno.
game
Yeah.
of where you're just trying to screw your friends
But-
over.
That's so funny.
The card like effects for countering are things that don't even belong on the game. It's like, oh, if you're wearing a hat, discard 3 cards.
That's so funny.
Or if you have more colors on your shirt or something, like, it goes
That's
crazy.
super funny.
Yeah, it's a
Sounds
good
like a fun
time.
game. The only problem with rules like that, though, is if you played the game before,
We
then
know
you-
all the cards.
Yeah, you know all
Yeah.
the cards. But I think it'd be
Unless you're
super fun.
Nick, and
Yeah.
knows the cards but still plays them wrong.
That's even better when you play with a wrist.
I did that. I did that twice in one game. It was ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I have a question for
Yeah,
you.
okay.
So I moved there, right?
Move.
So I'm on blue now.
Right.
If I do the gain action, could I still do that because in this turn I
Yes.
moved there?
Yes.
Okay.
So the way I want you to think about it is that this is your tableau of cards.
Yep.
Moving on to blue activated this. This is now a free action you can take, but you also have this as an action, and you can resolve them in any order.
Got
okay?
it. Okay.
And so as you activate cards, I have them in 3 states. This is the nothing's happened. This is activated. And this is exhausted. And this
okay.
allows you keep track of like what is active, what
Got it.
abilities you
Appropriate then.
have, and what you haven't used yet.
So even if he moves off of blue, if he had a,
Yeah.
let's say he didn't move, like he
Right, but
moved
here's the
off
thing,
of blue, it's
if-
still active.
No, because that's not where you start.
Wait,
you have to
wait,
move
yes.
on. You have to
Yeah.
move on to it.
No.
Well, so if you had
Oh, the same
multiple
turn.
cards and you activate them by moving off of blue, and then you move off of blue, the ones that have been active but haven't been used
They're
yet
still
are
active.
still active.
Gotcha.
Correct. Right.
Because you touched blue that turn.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's like the triggering moment is moving on the right color, and then you're gonna have a lot of cards at some point. And
Those
so
all.
yeah, as you move,
Yeah.
you just need to trigger it, and then you can resolve it and do all your other stuff.
So like reorganizing.
I want to make some space. That way I can do the slide thing.
Yeah,
It
you
makes
guys are gonna have
sense.
a lot more cards than 2. So
Yeah.
we're gonna.
I am gonna move these up, Steve.
Yeah.
Just that way.
We're just growing.
Well, that way, I'm trying to think ahead. That way, you don't have to try and switch because
like
the turns go so fast. I don't want you to try and like switch views. And,
Yeah,
There
that's
we go.
fine. It's the same thing.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Do you guys
need to
ever
see
go to
spot.
any crazy celebrity or model parties in LA?
Freaking every night.
Celebrity or model parties? It depends what kind of model you mean.
Actually, he has OF, and I just read of because it wasn't capitalized. I do attend different events, not OF model parties. That'd be crazy.
No, I've never been to any.
Uh,
Unfortunately.
but like the celebrity parties I go to are like behind the scenes celebrities. So like I know a lot of VFX workers and whatnot. So like make sure the movie gets on your screen, but you don't see them on the screen.
That's right. I'll say this: I saw Dave Chappelle when I was a couple weeks ago when I was in
Nice.
Santa Monica. So
That's
you
awesome.
do see celebs sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. You definitely do. When I worked over in Santa Monica at the First Entertainment branch that used to be over there across from Naughty Dog in HBO, because HBO is right there, you would see people walking by all the time. So like there was a Blake Griffin one time, and sorry guys, Clove. Calming down. Good.
Oh, it's okay.
Clove, little guard dog. All right. So I did the gain action for the spot I moved on to there for blue.
Right, but your move is still active.
Exactly. So now I'm going to move
Do I
blue boy, and we're gonna push.
No, you're gonna move.
Ha 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 ha. Correct. We're going to move.
And you can
What kind of dog? It's a
Move
black
on, yeah.
Shiba. Is the one. There was one of the.
Yeah,
barked.
little Shiba.
activate your push.
Yep. Oh, true. It does.
You're giving him
Amazing.
hints. He didn't notice.
I'll
Thank
help you
you.
guys remember. Don't worry.
Multitasking, make sure the dog's done
Yeah.
barking and stuff, and excuses that
Yeah,
I'm going to
excuses.
continue to give myself. I'm going to push you here.
Hmm.
Made the mistake once already of
So-
pushing you into the out of the blue, so you can go back.
Yeah, when you did, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So here's a question for push.
Does not activate your cards. So if you.
Oh no! Oh, great! That is a great question. I didn't think that
That
was.
is-
Oh, I thought that was you were gonna ask. Sorry.
No, that is a great question.
You successfully saw into the future earlier. On the
Uh,
so.
Does push have to be your opponent's?
It has to be another player's pawn. So in
Okay.
4-player, it's a team game, And so pushes now have offensive potential because you have an ally and you can push your ally forward.
Cool. Okay.
Fun.
There's also the swap. You see it has 2 actions in 4-player. When you have an ally, you could use it to swap cards with your ally. So
That's what that means down there.
Yes. So
Nice.
there's a very interesting team-based tactics when you have 4 people.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Sir, how shall you move?
I'm in a game. Oh, blue.
Nice.
Bye. Top middle.
Ah, you
Let's
suck.
go.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, I know.
Even better. Even better, the toxic pie. All right.
Hate drafting.
This is good. Hate drafting is powerful in this
Hate
game.
drafting is.
Look out for the hate drafts. They're very advantageous in this game.
What do you guys like about LA? I've been a few times.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
is
nothing.
very so. There's a lot of social pressure and expensive. Those are both factual things.
Yes.
Luckily, I'm not in that type of industry, so I don't have to deal with all of the craziness of the Hollywood-esque entertainment industry.
Very true.
It is expensive. That's factual. I like the New York better. I'll state that.
Yeah.
I like the culture of New York and the food in New York better. Out here, weather's great. It is a fun city where you can experience within a 20-minute drive, usually, maybe 3 hours, depending on traffic, a bunch of different things. Like, you have the ocean right there. You have Hollywood. You can go to Pasadena and go, like, old school style. Seriously, how long have you been in LA?
I've been in LA since 2016.
Okay.
So, like, 7 years now, which is crazy.
Where'd you come from?
Came from the, I grew up in the Bay Area. Went to school in San Diego. And then I went
Trojan?
to LA. No, UCSD.
Oh, UCSD, okay.
Triton.
Triton, yeah, it's like SDSU's Trojan. Or no, that's
Yes, they are. Yes, I think they are.
Aztecs.
Aztec. Oh.
Trojans USC. Yeah, that's right.
I don't know all the mascots. We
I
don't have
watch a
football
lot of
team.
sports.
Oh, we don't have a football team,
Yeah.
so it does not
Oh,
matter. Yeah. Go water polo, you know. Like,
Nice.
Go water polo.
Yeah, I'll say the beach is pretty good in LA.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go swimming in New York.
Yeah, it's so cold.
I wouldn't go swimming off Santa Monica either, honestly.
Yeah, you don't have to go.
Gotta go a little bit north.
I would go south or north. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hermosa's great.
Yeah, New York, never went swimming. I go down, like, I lived in Philly right before I moved here.
Philly's fun.
And Atlantic City, an hour
You
drive.
like water ice?
Yeah.
Ah.
I do pronounce it that way, too.
Ah.
And I would just go from Philly to Atlantic City, and then you have the whole boardwalk and the ocean is great
Never been
there.
to Atlantic City. Where is it? It's in Jersey?
Yeah.
It's in Jersey, okay.
Yeah, Southern Jersey.
That's cool. Yeah, I was
It's
in
mini
I
Vegas.
went to the Jersey. I don't know if it
Shore.
was the shore, but one of the places that was wrecked by Sandy, and they didn't have a delta.
Yeah, so that's northern Jersey.
That's northern Jersey.
Or more
okay.
north.
It was fun.
Because you have, like, Ocean City, Atlantic City, and there's one other one, which is Jersey Shore area.
Okay. No, I like that area. It's great. It's surprisingly warm. I'll say this: Pacific Ocean's cold as crap. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we're way south to that area, and yet their ocean's like more swimmable.
I swapped and moved.
All right.
So swapped one blue for yellow, and then moved.
Okay. Chat function.
Because the swap is
Swap
one you have for anything in supply.
Right.
Just want to make sure.
Have you guys ever just run into celebrities? So premieres
Occasionally, it depends on
are
where you're
very
at.
different. So premieres, you don't run into a celebrity. You'll see a celebrity, but they're like 80 feet away from
Yeah.
you, behind barriers.
You'll run into a celebrity just out
Yeah, you could
doing
be
normal
at a
stuff like
Starbucks
doing-
or something.
yeah, like there was Kevin Hart I ran into at a coffee
That's
shop.
pretty big.
Knoxville, Johnny Knoxville up Runyon.
That's
So
pretty
yeah.
big too.
if you're here and just out and about doing normal stuff, you'll probably walk past a few celebrities, you won't even notice it because they look like normal people
Yeah.
in the mix of things.
My favorite are the ones where like you're at a park or something, you see some people hanging out, then you look at one guy and you're like, wait a
Is
minute.
that so?
Yeah.
You start like breaking out the IMDb, like what movie was that?
Yeah.
Like I remember this guy.
Oh, yeah.
I've had a couple.
I
of
met a
those.
lot of like content creators, like
Oh,
YouTubers
yeah.
or IG content. So
Yeah.
like, especially Running Canyon, they're always there taking pictures.
Oh yeah.
But we go to a nerd bar here, like
Oh, yeah,
5 minutes
yeah,
from
yeah.
here.
Come.
Sick.
Venice Comability?
Oh, I know what it is. I've actually never been,
Uh,
but I
it's
know
fun.
exactly where
Gotta
it
go.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a few minutes from here. And a few weeks ago, there was a YouTube creator from Business Insider
Nice.
Oh,
who does their food channel.
what?
Walked in and I heard his voice and looked. I'm like, I know him from somewhere. And then it clicked. So I walked up to him. He was super nice, and he like appreciated that people watch his content.
That's dope.
I was like, we treat it out here where a lot of celebrities, especially you see them out and about at coffee shop. I try not to bother them I'm like, they're trying to live their life.
Right.
But they're just, I mean, it's when you're not here, much like how anyone who's not from Los Angeles or Hollywood, there's this glitz and glamour effect over it based on what you see on like TV and stuff. Like Venice Beach is a great example. Venice Beach has this like glitz and glamour thing to it on TV. When you come here though and go there, unfortunately, it is a homeless encampment.
It's not like the Barbie movie.
This is the worst.
Yeah.
But I will say this: I think
Stop.
there is an energy to the city.
There
but,
is.
like everybody's working on their Instagram channel.
That's the best. That's the best part.
And I will say, like, I came here and then I was like, I want to, I used to love making like TikToks and all that stuff. I was like, let me try making it, and I started getting into it. And so I started my channel. You guys found me because of the channel. You guys the channel. I would say everybody just feels like, what if I make something?
Well, that's the best part is like if you can lean into that kind of creator thing and lean, like the positive side of it and just do it because it's fun and you like to.
And so many of your friends are probably doing stuff and then the energy's great for that. I found it super fun. And there's like, I feel like the average person in LA is a very creative type or has some aspiration to that.
It attracts those individuals.
Yeah, which is good.
You're not coming here usually for just like bland business.
Yeah. Like I grew up in the Bay Area. I love the Bay Area, but I remember I went and visited the Bay Area, and every time I was going on a hike, everyone's conversations was around cryptocurrency. Like every conversation I overheard was around cryptocurrency.
That's great.
And I was like, you guys need to chill out.
Swapping.
Out here, I just see people like filming their Instagram on like the bridge and stuff, and I'm like, oh well, I don't know which one's better or worse, but
for someone not from here, premiere counts a celebrity encounter, especially when you didn't know what was happening.
That's true.
Yeah, so here in Hollywood though, there's the official premieres, so like all of the movies. Because we have El Capitan, which is all the Disney. You have the Chinese theater, which is all the non-Disney pretty much. So there's actual premieres where they shut down 4 blocks of roads for 3-4 days.
I didn't realize those were like the main premiere.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. Almost, I would say 90% of anything that premieres in LA is one of those 2 locations on Hollywood.
That's crazy.
Well, because usually, the Chinese theater is where every movie used to premiere.
It's also where
I didn't get that. That was why, like, okay.
It was popular,
history makes
but
more
that's
it's
where
also where the Oscars happen.
Yeah.
Because the Dolby Theater's right there.
We shut it down.
Like The Wizard of Oz premiered at the Chinese theater, and that's one of the ones that like made it what it is.
That's crazy. That makes a lot more sense.
I used to live like 4 blocks from the Chinese theater.
Same.
So I'd be just walking down Hollywood Boulevard, not knowing there's a premiere, and be like, like that. I walk around all these people.
I think one of the other good things about Los Angeles County and even just like LA is every different area. So when I first moved here, I thought it was going to be like New York. I thought it was going to be like one big city I could walk around. It was great. And I was disappointed at first, but then realized that it was a bunch of little cities that were just kind of connected by roads. And so if you don't like one spot, the next spot's gonna be completely different. So like I lived in Culver City area, I lived in the Mar Vista area, lived in the Wilshire area, Hollywood over on that side, Hollywood on this side now. Now we're gonna be living up in Sherman Oaks. And
Sherman Oaks is fun.
Yeah,
I live in North Hollywood now. I moved a month ago.
I lived in North Hollywood for 6 of my 7 years. I actually just moved to the west side. I do love that area. It's super fun. Very accessible to this area too, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I live at the top of the 170.
Okay.
It's like the very top of North Hollywood.
You're close by my favorite Taco Bell of the 3 Taco Bells in that area.
The one on Laurel Canyon?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Laurel Canyon Roscoe. I just went there today for lunch.
Oh, it's
literally.
Delicious. What did you get? Crunchwrap Supreme?
No, I got today the Cantina Quesadilla. Cantina Quesadilla and Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
You're not getting that Crunchwrap Supreme. You're missing out. That one's the best one. I'm actually going. So World Series of Board Games is this weekend, right?
Yeah.
And the thing I'm looking forward to the most is that Taco Bell cantina in Vegas. That is the best Taco Bell in the entire United
it's great.
States.
That cantina is awesome.
Freaking
love you can get married there. You can like buy a Taco Bell
they have the
package,
Party Moss area.
and they have like a whole like chapel area.
Oh my god, that Taco Bell wedding.
Yeah.
Hey Jen.
Funny.
It's like I found your solution.
I moved on to blue. I'm going to use my move.
Tell my girlfriend about it. She's going to find that so funny.
To move him there. I'm going to use my push to push you back there. I'm going to use my
trouble over here.
Gain to gain a red.
But you're not on red.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. You're correct. Blue.
Over here.
Uh-oh. Big asterisk on this game.
You're good. I'm getting swap and gain mix. And actually, I still have another move.
Oh, another basic action.
Because I moved to move to boom, 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 boom. So I have one more left here.
That's the patented joke of this game is you take like an 8 action turn.
And then you're
for my second action.
Right. And I will gain again to get green. All right.
All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna move.
Okay.
We're gonna move this blue here,
Ooh, okay.
so that activates
Free move.
that. Gonna move.
If this was Steve and I playing by ourselves, like when I was like, oh, I'm gonna take a red, he'd just be sitting there going,
Yep.
and I'd look over and be like, oh, damn, you're right.
Move here
Game push.
with that,
Nice.
which activates both of these.
Nice.
Mm.
Use the push to move you here.
Okay.
Gain. Gain a,
That'd be a drink.
And I'm gonna put a drink of real
I
stuff.
know.
gain a green.
That's what I'm talking about. This game.
Or just absent-mindedly. It's just
Yeah,
like,
that's
the immediate,
exactly
like,
how I
what do
do
you?
it.
It's not even like, what am I gonna do? It's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And then I will use the gain action to gain a blue.
All right.
Very good.
To answer your question, Jorge, but the way you win is if the two-colored disc that you start with ends in your opponent's area. So when you move one in, kind of like
Were
King
you
and
looking at there to try
checkers.
and point?
Yeah.
and I did it well.
You're like,
Yeah. Like, where is the one? Yeah. Yeah, so you got to move both of them in. Once the second one moves in, game ends.
those are truths.
Truth.
I'm going to swap
Okay.
green for red.
Ah.
I'm going to buy gain.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. The dreaded double game.
Gain, gain.
Game.
That's gonna be the joke the entire time.
Game green. is another
Gain
one.
green.
Yeah.
No, no.
All
You
right.
gotta get that checked out.
I am going to buy. So green and blue, top left.
Ooh, nice.
Trying to make moves.
Speed versus investing. Who
Yep.
will win? Oh boy. Now it's getting
so, that was
spicy.
so now I'm going to move.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to move here.
Free all of that.
Nice.
Yep.
You resolve it in any order.
Use this move.
Onto the red. Right.
Give many hints.
You've helped me once. I can help Steve.
No, I
Or
don't
make
need your
Steve
help.
help. Or make Steve think I'm helping Steve.
The pathing, the planning, the
Yep.
humming.
What's new? So if one more move comes out, it clears all the moves.
That is true. Yep. Good eye.
I'm going to gain a yellow first. We'll start there.
All right.
That's the easiest.
You're not on
decision.
yellow. So
Ah.
not that easy.
Ah.
Not that easy of a decision.
Uh,
It'll stay active if you move off, though. Remember,
You have to
So
drink an
you
entire
can-
bottle of whiskey
You can be
now.
strategic with your landing positions if you are looking for certain resources, right?
Mhm.
That is true.
Like you could
I
get
will
to yellow.
gain a blue.
Yeah.
I am on
Alright.
blue.
true.
Twice. We'll push. That's easy to decide.
Mm.
Okay.
Good tactics.
Now we'll move this here, which
Yeah,
activates
frame
this.
move. Yep. Ooh, nice. And blocking. All right.
Yes.
We have like savage rules where like if you land on the same space as someone, they go back to start.
Well,
Oh,
can
but
you? You can't do
share
that.
space.
Yeah.
No, you
wouldn't
can't. I know
even-
you can't.
Like shoots and ladders, just kick them off.
Shoots and ladders. That's not shoots and
Oh, no,
ladders.
no, that's true.
What?
Well, what is there?
Is
Is
it
Sorry.
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 Yeah.
That's. I was like, oh, the classic board games I haven't played in 20 years.
Sorry.
Dice rolling movement.
Mm-hmm.
So old school.
Okay. We're gonna move first
Free move.
to move. All right. So we're gonna push you first. And then we have 2 gains.
Right.
So I will do. Two greens.
Still basic action.
Here's another question.
I do.
When you act, so one of these, like let's say you trigger it, do you have to use it?
You don't have to use it.
Okay, so you could just ignore it.
You don't have to use any action. Everything, including the basic actions, is optional.
Okay.
And I bought a move.
Oh, up to 2 basic action. Okay.
All right,
All
Steve,
right.
all you.
I am going to.
Hold on. You want to see this? There you go.
Sure.
Okay.
Gonna move
Okay.
this to here.
Free all of that.
I'm gonna
How many different iterations has this gone through?
You know what?
Did you know you were starting with this from the very beginning, like tiles or like at least spaces that were colored?
I should show you the picture of the original version of the game. Original version of the game, it was 3 pawns. I always knew it was going to be 4 different suits of tiles. I had to figure out the board. I originally was thinking more of like a hex, like a Catan with like a sort of thing.
A lot of people are doing that now.
But I realized it actually worked so much better in a square format because of the limited connections.
Yeah.
Also, it was more important that the balance you get with a 1v1 and a 2v2 framework was better than a 6, which only does like 3s and weird combos. So, and then I had to trim down the number of pawns because I realized 3 pawns per player was too many.
There's a lot to keep track of.
It's just the number of things you have to score indicates how long the game takes. So having 3 pawns was just taking too long. So I brought it down to 2. And then most of the rest of the change was just user experience design. So refining, the cards, and this was, I had to make it colorblind friendly and kind of figure out how to go through that.
We'll call it Steve friendly.
Yeah. So there was a lot of design changes. From a gameplay standpoint, I always like to play test a game 100 times because I feel like once you played it 100 times, you've probably seen all of the weird situations. There are a couple rules that popped up, like the auto reset, just to keep things moving, and like there's one other situational rule if you get a pawn trapped. Don't even bring it up for 2 players because it won't happen, but 4 players it sometimes does. So a couple,
like if they're surrounded, they
I have
that
a
one
rule
can't
for
move.
that, just to give you some outlet. It's very rare, so it doesn't.
Pac-Man style.
Yeah. So like I had to do some.
That'd be great. That'd be the greatest strategy. Is just trap yourself to go over there and win.
I mean, it's not that helpful, but there are. It gives you outlets so that you're not just like I'm trapped. Fuck me, It's like you can do something, So there have been little rule changes in addition. A lot of testing I do is let me add this thing. Does it make the game better, right? And a lot of that never made the cut. Like the pure form of the game was very solid, and in a game like this, I think the simplicity is the power. You don't want to add a lot of weird things you can do. There's so much strength with just like tile movement, color, investing. Like that triple combo is so much flexibility. Now there are things maybe in an expansion I might mess around with, but yeah.
Nice. All right. So I move there, activate gain a red.
Nice.
Now so these are still active.
Perfect.
I'm gonna buy.
Here we
Bottom
go.
right.
Oh, we get some advanced plays right now.
So now I activate my move to move this one here.
Double move activates.
So 1, 2, boom, boom.
Nice.
Nice, and you still have to push.
And I can push. No, that's a bad. No, that doesn't matter because you would go to green anyway.
That's true. Nice defensive setup there.
Okay. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, I like the mindset in this where you have to see like what you want to do 2 turns from now to be like, okay, where do I move to? Where do I push to? When do I buy?
You also want to plan what is your opponent doing,
Yeah.
And then is there ways to like get in their way and cause trouble? Like he just blocks you.
He thinks he blocks me.
That's true. You never know. They never know.
Why not? If you move up here, you have a free move to move here, which then you have a free move
to move there.
Again. Oh, yeah. I get it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the game actually gets exponentially harder as it goes on because you get more actions, more flexibility, more that you have to plan ahead, which I think is funny because if you're in the lead, it'll get harder for you faster. So it has its own interesting.
Well, if you lose a blocker too.
It has its own catch-up mechanic.
All right.
Built in.
So we're gonna move the free move.
Nice.
To there, which activates those 3.
Nice. Ooh.
So I'm gonna push you.
Bros.
Get out of here.
Whoa! Welcome to Triangle Jail.
Back. 1, Boom, boom, boom. So, got those. Great. That. Okay. Gain. Gain.
Nice.
Buy.
Right.
Another move.
Those double gains coming in handy. All right, now we're at
Four pushes.
So we're one more push, it'll be the auto reset.
All right. We're going to move.
Okay. Double speed.
So it activates both of these.
Mhm.
1, 2, which
Nice.
activates this for that, which activates this
All
for
of
Sorry
that.
about there.
Ah,
Yep.
no,
Yep.
But one tile away, and you have a push
Okay.
and a gain.
Yes.
Mhm.
I will gain a red. And I will push. Doesn't matter.
Freedom.
Mhm.
Now the game gets spicy.
Right.
This is pretty much, we're almost in the end game phase, the end of the mid game.
Is this how you expected it to go back and forth?
Uh-huh. Mhm.
so
And then
he's like, absolutely.
this is where it starts to get spicy, right around 6 cards. You guys are very nicely balanced at this phase, which is good to see.
Mhm. Either way, that's the situation.
Yep.
Got to play some defense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't do anything about him. He's there. Unless, I mean, I could push him, but that's about it.
Takes 2 pawns to win.
Oh, yeah.
This is the fun thing, too. We try to see what the other person's going to do their next turn.
That's the whole.
Yeah.
That's where, and then you're like, oh wait a minute, I'm not just playing my guy,
Yeah.
I'm playing his guy. And you're like,
Yeah, every game, the last turn in a game is 10 minutes per person,
Mhm.
where we're just analyzing everything.
This is you definitely analyzing this game. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to do this to start.
Okay, free move.
Come down.
Interesting.
Activate that to go here.
Double moves.
I'm going to activate both of those
Okay.
to go there.
Push gain.
Mm-hmm. I have the push. So we're going to push him there. The gain, and another basic one left over. So we're on yellow and green. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. All right. Let's gain yellow and green. And let's swap.
Good luck.
Let's reset.
Oh, spicy move.
Took the card I wanted for the win.
Uh,
There's one card on there. I could
That
have.
was a good reset, actually. That probably would have. That could be a
The top left
game-saving
card I
move.
wanted. I'm like,
You're not
it's
out
right
of the
there.
woods yet, but that was a very powerful reset for you. Now you're just praying.
Yeah.
Deck brick. Let's see what happens. Ooh, a lot of gains.
And he did it.
Oh, interesting.
No reds.
Ah,
The luckiest move ever.
okay.
Like
Alrighty,
pulling
all
4
you.
bandits and D6.
All right, play D6 at all?
Oh, D6.
D6. Yeah, it's a Dungeon and Dragons-esque game, but you don't actually have to
Okay.
act.
It's more akin to like Monster Hunter. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
you go out and hunt monsters.
That's fun.
But there was a end game
That
where
was
I was
insane.
just pulling everything I needed one after another.
Sometimes you get lucky. These resets, you're praying a little bit. Like,
Oof. All right.
That was good though.
I am going to move
Mm-hmm.
here.
Push.
I am going to
All the toys.
gain a blue because I'm on blue. I'm going to use this move to move here,
The do-si-do.
which activates that, which I'm going to use this move to move back,
Double
which
move.
There you
activates
go.
both of these.
Nice.
Push down, and then move 1 here, move 2 there.
Nice. That little yellow guy doesn't help me at all right now.
Oh, wait. There's more.
Oh, basic action.
No mulligans.
No, I didn't use the second action.
I know.
This is why we have the cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, why not the
Everyone
cube?
always forgets the second cube.
I will
Yeah, you called
swap
it. You're like, you'll need them.
red for blue.
Nice. Very nice.
I was literally like, if you have 2 basic actions and you activate 7 things in a row,
Yeah,
no
for-
one's remembering that second action.
No.
It's get forgotten. 10 out of 10.
I also like how you can like do 2 of these, even though you have 5 active.
Mhm.
Go do your second thing,
Yes.
and then continue on.
That mix and match is really important for your efficiency later.
Yeah, especially if you buy something and
'Cause
then
then
that
you can
triggers
use
it. Yeah,
immediately. Yep. The market is part of your potential playable hand.
I would say one thing to consider for like a secondary, not version, but like a harder difficulty. If you put in the back of the book, we just played some game. I don't remember what it was. Where whenever you achieve that turn, you cannot
It's
use that
moon
turn.
rollers.
Moon rollers.
Hmm.
No, that wasn't the one that had this.
Yeah.
On Mars.
Oh, I thought
On
you were
Mars.
talking about losing
No.
what you did.
But like, so let's say you got a card where you couldn't use it the turn you got it.
Hmm.
You have to wait till a future turn to make it a little bit more difficult.
Some delays. You know what? That was a potential, but I find it for this game in particular, it's more interesting because you have to plan your turn around setting yourself up to use
Yep.
it, right? Because you'd have to be able to move on to it afterwards.
True.
Which I
Mhm.
think allows for really interesting and kind of complex, like, oh, if I want to use it, then actually the order I have to take to get there has to be, and I
Yeah.
love that.
Which
kind of-
I love that mindset.
I love the path and planning. And this is also why I like 4-player a lot because the swapping with your other person's board, it's just more stuff to consider because now it's like I've got 6 cards, but they have 6 cards and some of their cards could actually, I could use right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love trying to make you think about too many things.
You just take their moves and just give them all the gains.
Nah,
Be
but
like,
you
you
won't
just
swap one
yeah.
card per turn, right? And so it's you gotta be clever about it.
So we moved up once with the move.
Okay.
Using my 2 blue moves, which
Okay.
went over green, so that's
So
all
a yellow
activated.
move and all those guys
Yep.
activated.
So I got a yellow move. Just getting me there. So I have push, gain, and one more thing-a-lang. So okay. So for gaining, I'm going to gain 1 blue. And then gain green. Now, cards you buy this turn are not activated
No,
because
they
of their
are.
color. So, like, if I were to buy yellow, it's not
So
active now.
if you can buy it this turn and use it this turn,
But it has
if
to
you
have it
move on
before
that
you-
color before you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if
That
you-
makes sense.
It's like right now you've used all your moves, so if you bought a yellow card, there's no way you could move on yellow. Blah blah
Makes sense.
blah.
Yeah. Well, the push,
Ooh, which one?
pushing you back there.
Interesting.
Across the chips.
Yeah, 1 boy left. You. Hmm. Reset again.
It's absolutely. No, it's good. Got to keep him from getting it. It's a good strategic move.
Yeah, 2 blues locked in.
Plus,
Assuming you're
you
looking
don't
for.
have the stuff you need. So.
No. He doesn't have the red anymore either.
Hey.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
Hey.
unfortunately, it came right back to you.
Yeah.
The race is on.
Different color though.
Doesn't help me though.
Yeah.
I can't get onto a blue right now.
Yeah.
I guess I could.
Yeah,
let's do it.
You're expecting? Yep, pretty much.
Buy 2 blues. I'll take that.
That's bad boy. Okay. New one coming out.
Now I'm gonna move.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move here.
Okay, you can double all of it.
I get all 4 of these.
Well, bam. You already bought. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, I bought first. Yeah. So I'm gonna move 1. This will be here. Use the
Mhm.
green
Makes sense.
to move back, which activates the 2 red.
You got 3 moves.
One, 2, 3.
Okay.
Gain and push. Push here.
Nice.
Yep.
Across the lettuce.
Gain glue. Whatever.
Lettuce.
Sure.
They look
All
like
right.
burger pieces to me. I get your
Yeah, there you go.
It's true.
And then this is your moldy bread apparently because it's blue.
Blue.
on it.
Ah. Your secret sauce.
That's right.
All right.
TacTile burger maker will be the expansion.
All right. So first up, we're gonna buy
Wanted it. Lettuce freedom.
lettuce.
All right, let's draw another card. So it's out.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Now we're in the late game. Race is on.
Move. You.
Interesting.
One of those. We're going to use this move I just bought. I'm going to use that one. Use both of those.
Ooh, first one to score.
Homebound.
Push, gain.
Push.
Okay.
Then we have 2 gains, so it's only the blue because that one on the board. So we'll take 2 blue.
Alrighty.
All right, Steve-O. What you got, sir? The neck crack.
I like it. That was hard.
Wait till his arms come out.
Oh shit.
When he gets ready to read a rule book, he's like,
Oh
so we got a Henry Cavill it.
yeah.
Load him up.
What was that movie? I don't even remember. There was an action movie where they had a cool action sequence where he cocks the arms before he
Yeah, it was Mission Impossible.
Was it Mission Impossible?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he was a bad guy.
That was like a
It's because he
for a
did-
second. Yeah, he had to cock the arms.
Well, he did so many takes of that scene, they're getting stiff. So he did that because his arms were like tightening up.
So it looked badass on film.
That's why they kept it.
Yeah. That became like the scene.
All right. We are going to start with a move. Move into green.
Okay, good move. Doing some mapping. Gotta be spicy. Getting close.
Use that there. So it activates all 4 of these. Gain. You're going to gain a yellow. Buy blue and yellow. Or blue, blue and yellow. use this move to go here to activate all of those.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2,
Mm-hmm.
3. Now, double push.
Mm.
One. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Stephen.
You're short one move.
I am short one space.
One space.
What I do.
Yep.
You call it the 1 tile mile. But if you swap, you can't move.
Huh?
If you swap, you can't move this turn.
What do you mean?
Because if you swap and buy, then you wouldn't be able to. That would be both your basic.
Oh, if I swap and buy, you're right.
There might be a way to move on to whatever you're
You're
trying
right.
to move on to.
There is, but
In particular orders, that would be helpful, but
Yeah.
he's still one short.
I'm gonna end up one
Yeah.
space next to the thing.
Select fire tower and be like, so close.
so close yet so far.
Yeah, I was like, the only way I could have won. I was like, I need to get that other push to move you back just enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's interesting because the yellows are like your jail cells,
Yeah.
you know, but
there's enough around
if
it
you
to
can,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. And he has red jail cells,
Mm-hmm.
which you need to get on red, which makes it harder right now because you're like shit. And then your everything is built around green. It's tough. Oh, good.
Sounds nice. Oh.
Oh yeah, this will work. I don't know why I didn't switch time.
Huh?
This because everything's so easy to see.
Yeah.
I'm like, for when he joins in, now everything's in play
Perfect.
with one screen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get there regardless. Sucks. Steve. hate you. There's a gain in the pushes.
Can't get the rose. But while you're here, you wanted to get green.
I can get a green with the gains. Yeah.
Get you one town poster. It's fun.
Well, I can't use those right now.
Yes, you can. If you move on it after owning it.
He's
Oh,
still
because
rolling
because I
short.
used
So, for example, you're
because I used the one to
you're not
get
gonna win
there
regardless. I'll help you out here. So if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
here and you gain green
before
you
using
could,
that thing.
You could buy this and then use this to move on to yellow, and now that
Then
you
use
own
that.
it after moving on to it, you could use it this
Got
turn.
it. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, so I would have ended up right here.
Yeah.
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 Which you still won't win, but it would at
Got
least be an exciting
Yeah.
one tile. Almost had it.
You still push me back one to make it harder.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it just
he's
doesn't
like,
matter.
Make it harder. Come on, make me work for it.
All right, we'll move. We'll move here to here and then 2. Boom, boom.
Nice.
Good fight, gentlemen. That was
It
good.
was a
Yeah.
great game.
Good
I love
battle,
this.
good
I
battle.
was. Thank you. Yeah, when here I was like, okay, is he gonna see that like last move you made there? Because if you didn't take it there, I was taking it.
Yeah, I
Like, I
know.
was close enough. I was like, I'm done. So I was like, okay, I'm going for it.
Yeah, and what happens as you play the game more, you see earlier opportunities to also like try to screw up each other's like stuff, like getting in each other's way, buying the stuff the other guy wants, everything to just slow him down a little bit so you can get those little edge moves. It always comes down pretty close in competitive games. Like it's usually like if you didn't have it, I was gonna have it, you know. But
Oh yeah.
that's what's fun.
So now we reshuffle all the tiles except the corners.
So we'll grab the
Back
bag.
with it. So is there?
There
So
are different rules for 3-player. Yep,
and
and
4.
and 4 also has different rules as well.
No. So I was gonna say for the cards.
Oh, okay.
Did you experiment with having like a like one for each act, like a buy card in there
so,
and stuff as well, or?
Not really, because so I didn't want deck brick. So
Mhm.
as I mentioned before, one of my key gripes with card building games is that abilities that aren't regularly useful become deck brick.
Yep.
And I could see every act like a buy, swap, or reset. Just you wouldn't need them enough, and then having equal parity of cards, those would just become deck brick. So the only cards that are always something you want is moving, obviously. Gaining is always valuable, though it has some diminishing returns. And then pushing is the opposite of moving, so it always has value because you always want to push your opponent farther away from the goal, right? So those were the only 3 cards that have just like as many of them as I can buy, I pretty much want to buy, right? And so yeah, that became the deck. And then I experimented with some other potential like card options, like the ability to like swap some tiles around.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it actually wasn't as interesting as you'd think. It really only had offensive ability because there was no way to swap the tiles. That would hurt the other person because they would just swap it back. I found that people were buying cards, just a few move cards, and then just always swapping the tile they needed to move on in front of it, and it made the game too fast. The games need to be a certain amount of slow because it allows you to build an engine. It gives you the opportunity to disrupt and slow other people down.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so actually at the current rate of pace of the game is for my mind perfect. You guys both had about 8 cards when you finished the game. That's very standard, right? 8 cards tends to be the point that people are powerful enough to win the game for some reason. I also find that like
is there usually like one color that people don't have?
Yes, of course. Yes. So the phases are early game begins. Early game is getting to 3 cards. As soon as you have 3 cards, the mid game begins. I find that right around 3 cards you could start to do stuff. And then I find that the game starts to get complicated right around 5 or 6 cards. That's where people first start to think, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then which is perfect because I find people tend to win around 8 cards, which is where the game is complicated, but not like so overwhelmingly complicated that you can't find stuff. And then what's interesting is as if it's a really competitive battle and you continue to find ways to just buy an extra turn, it gets up to like the 10, 11, 12 cards where it's really complicated and it's really hard not to make mistakes at that point.
4 or 5 pushes.
Yeah, no, everybody's just got a ton of shit. And so the late game begins right around 7 or 8 cards where I find mobility is no longer an issue. You can kind of get around almost to wherever you want. That's the beginning of the mid game is where you can do stuff, but you can't get where you want to all the time. Right? And the late game is where you can get wherever you want, and now it's just straight out race. Like whoever's in the better position when the late game starts, that's super critical.
So the game is all about what is the smartest early game buys to give me a good mid game, and what's a good mid game actions to just buy me edge until the late game starts, so I can win.
So like here, like playing this, I think one of my weaknesses is so not counting for late game when Steve was close to the edge. Like I didn't really have any pushes to keep him away. I had one.
Yeah.
So
Which all I had was one until I bought that second one.
What I will say
Yeah, that's
is,
very
pushes are good. I find pushes are exponentially more powerful when you have two pushes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's enough to put them over a tile, and
Yeah.
you can, like, you didn't have any yellow, right? So
Yeah.
if you have two pushes, you can keep pushing him over yellow.
Which is like a wall he has to
forces
get
him
over.
to do, like, really weird moves to just get
Mhm.
across it.
That's how I was doing that back and forth thing a
You
while.
gotta do the do-si-do, and then
Yeah.
it's basically forcing them to waste their own actions, right? That's the super. But then the secret sauce, as you play the game more, is you
Mhm.
realize the ultimate push is just being in front of them. 'Cause
Yeah.
then they have to push your pawn out of the way,
And then go around you.
right? And so, like, your physically blocking is a very powerful move. And so I'm always paying attention to, like, what colors does he have? What is he trying to go on
Yeah.
to? How can I always be in the way, in a way that's helpful for me, right? And those blocks, that's really where you start to build up an edge.
Yeah.
Also, the gains are powerful too, but as you saw, they can be tricky because you have to be able to activate them to use them in a way that's helpful. Otherwise, they're not helping you do anything, right? So.
Yep. Very true.
Yeah.
Position, baby.
Yeah, that was my thought. I was like, okay, let me get a couple gains. That way, like, if I move on to one space, I'll
You
have
always
those.
every game you always go for resources.
Resources are good.
So when we played Kanban EV, like that's part of the reason why I won. Because I went through now just like I'm just gonna take the entire time training, so that way I have everything at my disposal, and then from there I could literally do anything. Oh, your little card there.
All
Right?
right, so 3-player is a little different.
Oh yes, what's different about 3-player?
The reason why I'm glad we got to warm up with the 2-player is a lot more of an aggressive game. We're traveling about half the distance that we did in the last game, so it's just gonna get right into it right away. So and then I'll be yellow, so I'll steal your yellow cubes.
Perfect.
And
Red's my favorite color. I'm good.
We'll have you be red.
Sounds good.
Boom.
And then just so you know, like with your cards, essentially right here is where your kind of camera view starts. Is right at the tip.
Okay, great.
Right there.
I'll be kind of like playing in this.
And I have this whole area, so you have everything down there for yourself. So
perfect. All right, awesome. So in 3-player, the objective of the game changes a little. We don't have a 4th player.
Oh wait.
So everyone is why don't we have you
I'll
be
go
blue?
Yeah.
For the sake of just being
clarity,
conveniently located.
Makes sense.
All right. So everyone is trying to score on their adjacent home. So I'm going like this, and then you're going like this, and you're going like this.
Okay, so I'm going to green and yellow.
Green and yellow. You have to score one line each.
Okay.
So in other words, our distance to travel is halved, but it's contested immediately.
So is it easier then for us because we don't have anyone there who's going to be able to get in our way?
Is it easier?
I don't know. Just asking.
It's a 3-player game.
Yeah.
Diplomacy and perceived lead.
So this is where I will tell you, Steve and I typically have mutually assured destruction.
Any game that has like a co-op and PvP aspect never works in the co-op path.
This is about to get toxic. Boy.
Oh yeah.
Because 3-player is a lot of he's about to win. Why wouldn't you push him?
Fire Tower here. We had that whole conversation with Jen because Jen was about to take Steve out. The whole purpose.
I don't want to.
It's a burn down. Like he's gonna
He's gonna win.
Do it. Like burn it down.
This is in this game. It's like you kind of have to work together with your opponents to stop the more dangerous opponent, and so there's a lot of like rapidly shifting alliances.
Yeah.
Oh
so,
boy.
all right, let's and then whoever has the most colors on their shirt, I think
that's you this time around.
All the
I think that's you this time around. Yep.
Finally came into play. So wait, let's draw 6 for the card market.
And then
let's go clockwise.
Clockwise. I will go left. So
here we go.
This will be interesting now.
And we got gain, push,
Gain,
move, gain. All right, and we're good. No resets needed.
This
Except for that board that I just smacked.
Oh, it's okay. Take a drink. Look at this yellow. Interesting.
It's like a wall of yellow there. Yep.
Ooh, okay. Well, I think the move for me is going to be.
All right. Maybe this guy's an expert. Doesn't even use cubes. No.
No, I get kind of lazy in the first like couple of turns.
Well, because you can only do what's
when
here.
You only
You're
have
not
two
comboing.
actions, I trust
yeah.
no one remembers. Once you get to 3 cards, I'm like, time to start. Keep it track.
Yeah.
Horror Hippo, how are you enjoying this? Is this something you would play?
Forgot we had watchers.
It's just
thanks,
Horror Hippo's the last one left right now.
thanks for sticking
Well,
around.
yeah.
He's been a loyal watcher. Started joining a few months ago. Through our Vital Lacerda stretch of 6 we've played so far.
Awesome.
Uh,
Yeah, it's a good.
oh, and I missed your other question. A big board game scene in LA. Yes, actually.
Very big.
We have two specific locations in LA where we are that are for board games. We have a place called Geeky Teas,
Yep.
which is literally you pay $5. They have like 200 board games. You get free reign to use them, and then you can like reserve rooms, bring your friends.
ET is
And
awesome.
then we have Guildhall,
Yep.
Yeah.
which has a bunch of games, and it's a bar, so it has drinks, food. You come hang out, grab a high top table, and grab one of their games and play.
There's
Yeah.
actually a couple major publishers, like indie publishers in LA. So
Mhm.
Cardboard Alchemy, who makes Flamecraft.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. So
Clever.
I know they're in LA.
Just
They're the
made a
ones who
Drummer's
did-
Edge.
Yeah,
Yep.
Janama's it. They're actually they run one of the big board game meetups. The guys who do
Oh, do
that.
they?
Yeah, and so if you
Okay.
go there, you can meet like Peter Vaughn and the other guys.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is pretty cool because like they're the biggest indie publisher I know personally. So
We are stoked. We did an unboxing rulebook rundown of Andromeda's Edge last weekend.
Oh,
This
dope.
coming weekend, we're going to do a whole
you should meet
playthrough of
you
it.
should meet the guys who made the game.
Oh, yeah,
that'd be
great.
They go to DKZs every month. So
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
They-
so I'm good friends with the whole group that goes to
Yeah.
ETs, and they know the owner and everything, so
oh sick. Yeah, yeah.
we're there pretty often.
Have you guys been to Odyssey in Pasadena?
I have. I did.
Yeah.
Odyssey's great. When Star Wars Unlimited trading card game came out, the new pack came out like 3 months ago.
Steve,
I was out
hard.
at Odyssey.
Thousands of dollars gone.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's sick, dude. Yeah, Odyssey's great.
I
And
can't
then,
do
but
it.
the
I'm about
new-
to recover it all
the new
because I'm about to
Geeky-
sell the full set.
Nice.
The new Geeky Teas location's nuts.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's great. There's a bunch of indie publishers. There's 1985
okay.
Games is out here too.
Yeah, I'm
a
gonna
little company.
move and game.
I'm going to just commit to my plan, gaining
Mm,
Right.
okay.
Mm. I'm gonna gain and buy.
speed. Speed wins games. Make it.
I'm gonna move and gain.
I'm gonna buy. Let's see what we got. Okay, I'm gonna buy and I'm gonna move.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, well, wait,
Jesus.
you're
I thought you were-
I'm like, what do we do?
I was like, oh, yeah, I'm thinking, all right.
I'm thinking ahead, and I'm just waiting.
I'm thinking ahead too. I'm looking at your guys' cards. What's going on over here?
From there, and then we're gonna gain. Sorry, blue. I don't know. I
Alright.
thought it was your turn. I'm like,
No, I'm gonna buy.
I'm saying this like, all right, what am I gonna do next here?
Ah, going for violence. I like it. I like how we all went for a different strategy.
And then I'll move.
Oh, gee. You would be sick. Interesting. Yeah, that's a maniac play if I do that. I'm gonna go here and gain.
Gonna move and gain.
I'm gonna move. Push and gain.
Okay. Battle's on. Okay. Well, why don't we? I'm gonna. I'm gonna move. Which gives me my free gain. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna gain red. Move free gain, and then I'm actually gonna swap here. Swap green for. Yep.
All right.
Cool. I'm gonna buy.
Mm.
I'm gonna move. Yep. Forgot. Move in here. So I can activate both of these. So I'm going to push. And then I get a free move to there.
Okay.
I am going to gain and buy.
Oh no. All right. The red 5 out there. Just fall.
Okay. I'm going to I'm going to buy. These are too many games. I'm buying. I already
One more.
I already went a little heavy on the games here. I'm gonna buy, and then I'm going to move. I'm gonna move here, which gives me free game.
Gonna move. Going to push. Gonna move. And I'm going to gain a red.
Okay.
I'm going to move. Push that back up one.
Me?
Okay.
Of course. And then I'm going to reset.
Oh,
Get rid of
reset the
this
market.
gain crap.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm gained up.
All right, all gone. Down 1, 2, 3.
Push,
Pushing. Pushing. Uh-oh.
I'm about to reset. Hey,
Uh-oh.
everybody's
And
reshuffle.
reset. Pull 6 1.
Okay, yeah,
Reset.
just kill
All
of them.
6
I hope
pushes.
nobody wanted pushes.
All 6
Man, there's
pushes.
all what I wanted.
All right, now it's gonna be spicy.
More pushing.
There's some moves.
Okay.
More pushing. Is it the same number of
Everything.
cards?
Yeah, and
Okay.
also with like the resource costs, it's
Mhm.
even across everything.
Nice.
So perfect.
Equal
Perfect.
red
Everything
and yellows
parity.
to green and greens to blue and
Yeah.
blues. Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so I'm gonna move here, which gives me a free gain, so I gain a red. And then I am going to swap for yellow.
Nice. I'm going to gain yellow. I'm going to buy.
Yeah, that's what I was going for too.
It's okay. I'll recover somehow.
Okay, I
It's a good thing you have
will.
so many yellow tiles.
Yeah.
I don't need that many.
Yeah, they're all in our direction.
If I can get enough moves, I can
That's
get.
true. The one person who doesn't need the yellow.
This is like a launching pad right here. That's
You're
it.
just gonna
All I need is the launch. 1, 2.
Huh?
If I can get blue, I'm just
zoom.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to launching
Yeah.
my gain for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right, we are going to gain a blue.
Okay.
Then we'll move.
Push.
Interesting.
And use a push.
Sure.
All right.
Take it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna buy. Finally,
Nice.
I got my pushes. Okay.
More games.
And then I'm going to so I bought, and then I'm going to let's see here, move. So I get pushing a gain, get a gain. Yes. Red. And then I'm gonna push back here.
Move. I'm gonna push. And we got 2 moves. So. And I'll gain blue.
Gonna move.
Okay.
there.
We push.
Gain a yellow.
For the move, causes me to gain and push. I'm gonna gain red and buy yellow push.
Nice.
Then I'm going to push. Let's do.
Nice.
Gain yellow. Hmm. We'll buy.
Going all in. Oh, I thought you were gonna get the yellow game.
No.
Going all in. Ah, okay.
I will though.
Okay. You got a lot of yellow on your hands. Ooh.
Now I will move.
Okay.
Here. I will gain a red. No, I can't gain a red. I'm not on a red space. I'm getting yellow. Is all I can gain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes, we're getting yellow.
Might as well. Why not?
I was like, it's a free thing. Push. Let's see here. That doesn't help me.
Okay. I'm gonna gain red while I'm on it, and then I'm gonna move onto blue, activating my blue gain. So I can gain.
Nice. Okay. Start off by moving here. Activates all 3 of these. We're going to use the push to start. Push you back. Then we'll use both moves to go there. And then we're going to push Steve back one. And I still have one more thing left, by the way. Lastly, we're going to gain green. Gain green.
Gain green.
Everyone loves a good little gain green.
Gotta get that checked out.
We're gonna move here.
Okay. Push gain.
Gain a yellow.
Except for more of a tug of war match.
It is, yeah. It's a lot of battling. Well, you get some cards built
I'm
up.
going to. I saw that available. Reset.
Damn it!
Yeah. There's something else that happens too, like when Steve and I play games. Because with games like this, oftentimes we'll think similarly. So I'll see that you have this, and I could have reset and used that turn. But I'm like, all right, Steve's between us, so if I don't, then Steve may be forced to.
That's the whole thing about 3 players.
That's what the pushing too. I'm like, oh, if I push here, and then you can go on red and push him back elsewhere. Yeah.
So what happens in 3 players? A lot of like, I could do it, but maybe I could wait and see if he does.
It's like subconscious work.
But then if they don't, then it's like,
what are you
doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now my push.
All right, This is a spicy board that just showed up.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
What do you guys have? Oh, okay. He's getting something. Chicken. Why? Okay, so I'm gonna reset.
Oh.
As you should.
That was my
I had
turn.
3 cards I
Yeah.
can grab up there.
I was like, everybody else is winning in this board, and I'm not. No. That is a clear reset. Ooh, much better. Yep, it's good for me. And you can still get stuff, but it's not as good. Okay, I can get that. Just move. King, green. Or actually, instead of moving, I'm just gonna. Oh, I already used my reset. Okay, then I'm gonna move and gain green. Okay, we're good.
All right.
Mhm.
Oh. Mm.
Oh, board at home rating with 7. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for the raid.
Time roller, welcome in.
We are playing TacTile.
What is that?
Emphasis on the T's.
That's right.
Yes.
And we have the creator here with us, Mr. Bugby. Bugby sound Joseph Bugby sounds
That's right.
very like proper.
I must have been some British beekeepers or something.
It must have been.
Yeah.
Were you into bugs or bees growing up?
No, but my grandfather got the last ever beekeeping merit badge that was
Oh,
offered in the
Boy
Boy
Scouts.
Scouts.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that's a cool bit of history.
that's some crazy irony.
I know.
After that, they're like, too many people got stung. We got to get rid of this.
Yeah, that was short lived. With lawyers got involved. And that was the first thing they're like, "Why is this one
Yeah.
a thing?"
Kid drowns and becomes Jason Voorhees. It's fine. But
Oh my
the bees we can't have.
That's right.
The bees we can't have. How?
Definitely had some beekeepers in my ancestors, though.
All right.
Whammo.
Get those 3 available. Start with the push. Keep you at bay.
Okay. I'm in my tomatoes. I'm happy. My tomato farm.
We got 2 moves.
Making a break for it. Get him.
Which activates Green Boy. Push.
Farther tomatoes.
I got 1 more basic boy left. And I'll gain.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder, how are you? Is Widgets and Digits available to purchase retail-wise or Afterfact online anywhere?
Yeah, I have it on Amazon, but like I'm still working on the Amazon page.
Mhm.
So basically, I did the Kickstarter, and then we fulfilled like a month ago, and I'm still working with Amazon to kind of get that set up. But I'm gonna have it on Amazon primarily, and then I'm gonna work and try to figure out the rest of it. To be honest, I only had things figured out as far as Kickstarter,
Right.
and now that I have games, I'm like, all right,
Now how do I sell the rest of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I
Like-
did have like the boxes of like all the games. I assume those are
Yeah.
mostly shipping out for
No,
the
so
Kickstarter
most
stuff.
of those have all shipped at this point. I think we're like 90% fulfilled, and it's just like people that are straggling getting their like shipping information
Yeah.
in. So like the fulfillment is pretty much done for the campaign. I have all the boxes basically of the remaining games. I've got like 300 leftover games, and so the next things to figure out are like, how does one get into retail? How does one do distribution? Amazon seems like an early step, but to be honest, Amazon is trickier than I initially like expected. Like they definitely have a lot of steps you have to go through to get it set up right, to get it like looking like a professional listing. So
Yeah.
I'm figuring all those things out right now. And then I'm also launching TacTile at the same time. So
Yeah. A lot going on.
there's a lot going on. Yeah, I'm basically taking it one step at a time, but I'll have it fully finished on Amazon hopefully pretty soon. And then I'll work on the next bits after that.
Yeah, so for all you don't know, Friendly Bee game company, Joseph's company here, they have a game that he released before TacTile called Widgets and Digits. So stay tuned, check up on Amazon, watch, go follow his Instagram, Friendly Bee game company as well. I'm sure he'll update it there once that's up and available online.
Yep.
And then TacTile, if you're interested in this is going to be up on Kickstarter. I think you said October 1st.
Yeah, so
around there.
A week and a half. Like we're almost there. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. We will we'll post a link in the description of our YouTube video. We might be able to get it into the Twitch stream here too for the Kickstarter if they wanted to follow it as well at some point.
Yeah, I can go find that in a moment. Yeah,
Appreciate the shout out, guys.
of
Absolutely.
course.
Yeah. Creators have to
I
help
win this
support
game first,
creators.
and then we'll do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna win first, and then
Steve, that's Steve saying. Steve says, "If I win, we'll do it."
honestly,
We're gonna
I don't know, get a
move.
lot of games. I'd watch out.
Steve runs the YouTube and the Twitch, so I
Right
don't
there.
have to say over there.
That allows me to gain,
Got a lot of chips.
Mm-hmm.
and then we're
Got
gonna
some nachos
push
over there.
Yeah.
right there. So those are those two, and now I can swap and get a green.
Mm.
All right. Finally, I'm gonna get some of this movement that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
Except change of plans, because actually, I think what I want is to move into red.
Mm.
Am I pushing my gain so I can gain green so I can buy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get that red move.
Yep.
All
Nice.
right. This is not active,
Sniped.
but and then I'm setting up for some future moves, and then I have a push still. Who's getting the push? Let's see here. You got a ways to go through the.
Yeah, you can drop me back.
We just kept pushing them all.
I'm gonna kind of break into the chip zone. So
Ah.
I'm just sitting there the whole game and just be like, I'm just holding a wall
He's a
here.
nacho cheese ripper. That's all
Yeah.
it is there.
if only you had to go diagonal, your engine would be perfect.
You know, that's all right. That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Okay. Let's do a move. Activates those three.
Yeah, there's the Kickstarter info.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We got a push.
What's everybody saying?
Board at home's rated. He's just hanging out. Notice of rate. Oh, that's a fun little emoji.
Do you guys have the same like usernames on because you guys are bored and board game and he's bored at home? Do you guys have the same?
Oh, Baltimore is a board.
Oh,
Did you try,
no.
did you try that out or just,
No, there's a few that follow us and we follow as well that all
Yeah.
have board
Yeah,
in their
something
name.
and go,
I think we're one of the few that spell it BORED, like
Oh, okay.
on board.
Yeah.
We found it was like a fun play on the word.
Now you're getting pushed. Now you're getting too close.
Yeah. I'm sure. I have one more here. And that is going to be used to gain a red.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna buy. Take bottom right.
Okay. Now he's got some speed. All right. Moves are
Next
coming
up.
out.
Another
What do
move.
we got?
How'd you know? Move's coming out.
You can feel it. You feel it in the air.
Now we're gonna move
Ooh.
here.
All the yellows activate.
Mm.
We're gonna use this move to go here,
Ooh.
Gain a green.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Somebody's setting something up.
Yeah.
Buy it.
And who we pushing? Let's just make it harder for him.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
As it should be.
This is interesting. All right, here's what we're going to do. We are going to move on to red, activate these guys. I'm going to gain green while I'm on it. I'm going to buy, pick up the blue move. All right, now we're cooking. Then I'm going to move using my red move back onto blue, activating my move and my gain.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use the push and kick you back here so that I can move here, so I can gain.
Yep.
That activated this. I can gain yellow,
Nice.
and then I can do the final push. All right, just because it's ultra brutal. All right, no access to yellows.
Very nice.
Mm.
There you go. I expect I'm going to be getting some of those pushes back in me very soon.
No, push Nick first.
Gotta be careful about making enemies in 3 players. Like, oh, you better get.
I like the fact that you can't push me here, so like you still have to go all the way around.
I know.
Want to swap?
I'm gonna need some yellow.
All right, bye.
Ooh, scooped.
You would.
Oh, it's getting spicy now.
One of my biggest things with the games that we've been working on is the table area it takes up,
Yes.
because I would want anything we make for most people to be able to play without having to have like a massive table.
Right.
Now, of course, we have this because we have the larger games, some campaign stuff, which we like.
You always need a big table.
But anything that is, you know, like this, which easily picked up and played, I think you could break this out kind of with anyone and people have fun with it. And then like the one that we're making, which is more of the kind of party-esque game, you want it to really stay as confined as
You
possible.
want a reasonable amount of table space. So the one concession I made towards table space is if you notice, these are not standard playing cards.
Yeah, they're slightly smaller.
They're slightly smaller. So like what I realized is that they didn't need to be full size cards.
No.
And it would help take up slightly less space because they don't have that much information on it. Ultimately, like it's not. It actually turns into a bit of a table hog because you do get a number of cards and they kind of build themselves out.
Yeah, but I mean, you could easily, like, if you had a lot of people, you could have them stacked just
I
off
think
to the
you
side.
can play this on a normal, like, square, like, coffee table.
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
wouldn't be a big deal. You just had to be creative with how you put your cards a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Do you have a similar layout for widgets and digits in the size?
Widgets and digits is probably about the same amount of size. Yeah. So everyone has their own tableau. So they have their, like, 8.5 by 11. And then there's a central marketplace and cards, but pretty reasonable to fit around an area. It doesn't get much crazier than that in terms of, like, where it's taking up.
Reset.
Oh, dang it.
But I got my
It might
card
help
before
you.
we reset.
Yeah, you never know. Let's see.
There we go. Move.
Ooh.
Push. Push. Push.
Ooh.
Push.
And
my
reset.
Oh,
Move.
deadly blue move.
Oh,
This is spicy.
that changes everything now.
She does.
It's like Steve's catchphrase.
That
That changes everything.
We're gonna buy.
That and we're
Ooh.
I'll take the move.
that and we're fine.
It's fine.
We love
It's fine.
it's
It's
fine.
fine.
We love a freebie.
Another move.
Yellow move.
Yellow
Interesting.
move.
Ooh. I think we're gonna go for the yellow here. So we're gonna move on the blue, which activates move and gain. Going to use the blue move to move onto red, which activates move, push, and gain. Going to gain red. Going to buy.
Yellow
Buy
boy.
the yellow move. All right.
Yep.
Now all my friends have speed. And then I'm going to use the push, move you out of my way so that I can move onto yellow, which activates my push and my move.
Nice.
For All right, and then let's see here. So I have a gain. I'm gonna gain only red.
Yeah.
That's it. And then I get 1 push. How much trouble can I cause?
Mm-hmm.
Not much trouble. So I will do this. A friendly forward push. There you go.
Oh, well, thank you. Kindly get out of my way.
Yeah. Oh wait, I have another push. Oh my gosh. All right.
That you do.
No, that was your used.
Oh, that was
Use
my
that one to push me out of the way.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, okay. Good thing Steve's paying attention.
That's good.
Because I lost positioning.
Yeah. I was like, oh, 3 pushes. Woo.
We're gonna move. Back. Between those.
Oh.
We're gonna move twice. Move. We got 2 pushes left over here. So we're gonna push once. And wrong card. And we're going to push twice.
Feeling I'm going on a journey.
And we got 1 more dealio left here. We are going to gain green.
Alrighty. What's funny about 3-player is that you spend most of the early game in your respective area,
Mm-hmm.
but in the late game, people start throwing people all over the board.
Yeah.
You're like, I never thought I'd be over here.
All right, we're starting to move.
Goes.
Okay.
Yeah, for a minute there, I thought that everyone's just going to push everyone kind of cluster like towards the
Center.
middle
I was going to plan to go to the middle at first.
and then try to go out from there.
Launch.
That's a good idea.
Well,
Honestly, my plan is always like find a little safe corner, do some circles, get some cards.
Well, like my thing was trying to use letting Steve, like, you guys are pushing me down, like, okay, please, like, push me down closer to this one. I'll stop fighting you.
Right.
And then I was like, get me as close as possible. And then I took 1 step in, and you guys like, wait a minute.
Yeah, push them both back. Okay. So that activates that. We're going to move this one down using this move.
You get all your another move, another push, double push.
And a move. I'm going to gain a blue. Move here.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
I'm in lettuce jail.
Right.
All right. I've been in worse greenery than this.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's just my move.
Oh,
Every
second action.
time. So these are all exhausted.
Don't forget the second action.
Let's gain a blue.
He's so used to us doing this. So he just eventually just passes out on the couch over there.
She's like, another board
Yeah.
game night. It's like you lettuce jail.
What to do?
Uh,
What to say?
I think the best thing for me here is actually to the best move is probably to swap in by.
Knew it.
So I'm gonna
Going for the yellow guy?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yep.
Yeah. With this lovely yellow brick road,
Mhm.
it's only a matter of time.
All right. Let's reset to start.
Oh, that's right. Wait, is it reset? There's a move and a game.
No, I'm doing it.
Oh, you're resetting. Ooh. Ooh, spicy.
gonna have to do it.
There was a lot of blue in that
Push.
market.
Yeah. Steve has too much blue over there.
Oh, too many options.
Hey, I'll buy that. Why not?
Ooh, the push. More violence.
More.
That's his whole turn, though.
Little piece in this
That's okay.
world. All right. Go ahead.
I'll take the whole turn.
It's a building turn for everybody.
Move here.
Okay.
That activates all of these.
Okay.
I'm gonna gain. No, I'm not.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I'm gaining a yellow. Yeah, I'm doing this right.
Okay.
Going to buy. Yeah.
Coming out. Another gain.
Gang.
All over.
I'm gonna use this move to go here.
Oh snap! That's a lot of pushes.
Use this move to go here. Who would like to get pushed?
You can push me this way. If you want to push me down, that's fine.
Sure, let's do it.
It's a friendly forward push.
You can use all three of them on me if you want. Just,
Find ourselves into
just
very
right down
sweet-
the.
One.
Okay.
Two.
Okay.
Okay. And a three.
Shall be. The mathing. Shall be Bugby.
Ah.
All right.
I mean, if I move you down, it just helps you like
I was
shoot
like,
around.
maybe he'll move me towards the yellow if I don't say anything. He did not.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess it's less options, so I'm just gonna move here. Activates all these guys. I'm gonna gain red twice, and then I get another move, so I'll move here, and then I get a push. You have access to a lot of stuff you need. You need yellow. You have access to a lot of stuff you need, but I'm gonna push you.
Interesting. All right. I'm going to move here. Activates those. One move to go here. To activate those. Down. Gain. Blue star. Down again. We got 2 pushes left. There. Push you there.
You made my life easier.
Everyone has so many pushes.
I'm gonna move.
I'm also, you gotta keep track of like where everyone needs to score.
Yeah.
I forgot you had to go that way. I was thinking everything was going this way.
I'll move here.
Okay.
Use this move
Okay.
to go down here.
The whammo.
Mm-hmm.
Move this one there. Gain a green.
Small game.
Steve's finally got his touch for the pieces and parts.
I'm lifting and moving.
Yeah.
I had a guy talk to me about like, what if you have like a frame for like the tiles? But the thing is it would just make the
Not
box a lot
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
needed for
1,
this.
2, 3.
Crazy.
Mm.
Wait, am I red? Oh,
No.
okay. Yeah, I was like, what a madman. It'd be an interesting play. It's like you're forced to use your turn to push it back where he wins, but it's like, oh, it's me. Okay, we're good. Okay, that would have been wild.
I would do that.
Am I red? No, you're red.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
hold on.
You
I'm
are
red.
red. Okay.
Hold on,
okay.
I did this
Oh,
again.
man.
I've used the second one. That was all in the
I
move.
was getting a little thrown.
And I will gain blue.
Okay.
No, green. Oh, green.
Okay.
No, good.
We're good. All right. Yeah. I'm going to buy that green move. Here we
Nice.
go. And now I
Yeah.
am the avatar, having united all
Perfect.
4 elements. Okay.
He's the last airbender.
Oh, no.
Does it get you to where you want to go?
Doesn't give me word.
Yeah.
That's okay. It gets me closer. Dang it. Dang it. Okay. Well, I can still do some interesting stuff. Let's think about this. I am going to move. I'm just going to think about it. What do you got? What do you got? Okay.
I have a pilgrimage.
getting-
That's what I have.
You're getting pushed at least once. What do you got? Interesting. Okay. You're getting pushed twice. I only have 2 pushes though. Choices.
You can push him twice. That's fine.
I haven't scored one yet,
I know.
so it's better to push you.
I mean, you go like, I'm already at. I'm as far as I can be.
This is a lot of. I haven't scored, but my guy is like, you just keep pushing him.
Oh, what was
It's already
me.
starting. Okay, I gotta figure out this. Well, I don't think I'm gonna get what I want to get, so maybe I should just get other stuff. I'm gonna move. Yeah, I'm just gonna plan for other stuff. So I'm gonna move on to red, which activates these guys, and then I'm gonna move on to green, which activates this. Then I'm gonna move on to blue, which activates these. I'm gonna gain blue, and then I'm gonna move on to yellow, which activates these, and then I'm gonna gain yellow, and then I'm gonna move twice. So I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be here. All right, and then I get 2 pushes. So I think I'm gonna do that. All right. Go ahead.
Mighty move.
Interesting.
Oh, wait a minute. You're trying to go over here. Oh, but actually, you still don't have access to what you need.
So
You know what? Honestly, that might be. You know what? I think it's gonna work out. I think it's gonna work out. If not, I might regret.
I'm gonna gain, and I'm gonna buy.
Okay. Gain by 2.
Wait for the flip card.
And reset.
Oh, interesting. Spicy reset. Dang it.
Could be the best time for
I
it.
Let's see.
I didn't have to spend for it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. He's got a lot of resources too.
Gain.
Well, my
Might be
reset
another
again.
reset.
Oh my gosh. Who shuffled these? Oh, huge. Huge. Huge.
Well, all right. I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, that's a freebie. I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's a free reset.
And reset.
Oh, I'll take it. Let's go.
3, 4, 5, 6.
This
Boom.
is gonna be huge.
There we go.
Push. Ooh. Push. Move. Ooh. Move. Ooh. Move. Ooh. That is huge. But you get all your stuff.
All the moves.
Yep.
Boo.
All right. I'm gonna move now.
Boo.
Remove here.
Okay.
Activates this.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Whoop ammo.
Oh wait, hold on. That's not the right order.
Mmm. Interesting. It's funny because I feel so close, but yet you've got
Yeah.
like 3 pushes. So it's gonna be a journey.
Yeah, I have to do it that way. Move this back.
Okay.
It activates these. Will these 3 be used?
Okay.
Move here.
The double pusheroni.
No, so you have 2 resources. Oh no. Oh, it's a yellow push. That's fine. Hmm. No, that's still fine. Okay.
See the side of his temple start to flex.
Mm-hmm.
His brain gets going.
The juice is pushing. It's trickier with multiple players too because you have to look at everybody's freaking cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, look at this get up to. But now everybody definitely has a lot of mobility now. This is kind of that point where when
Mhm.
like 7 or 8 cards where it's hard to keep them away from all their stuff.
Mm-hmm. No pressure, Steve. Don't bust a blood vessel.
That's a good move. That's probably it.
That's the up.
Yeah, I think that was the
I went through like every cycle. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah,
every
sure.
possible movement.
freaking-
Oh yeah.
Throwing them all the way back.
Doctor Strange over here.
Definitely.
Yeah. One. There's one. There is none.
All right. Well, I am going to. Let's think about this. Okay. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move on the green. Gives me the free move. Move on the yellow. Gives me the move push. Going to move onto blue. Gives me the move gain. Going to gain blue. Going to buy. Going to buy the blue move. Not activated. Going to move onto red.
Mm.
Give me the move push gain. Going to.
Nice.
Let's see.
Sorry for that.
All good. I'm going to gain red while I'm on it. And then we got 2 more move. Oh, unactivated.
Then
So
you're
move
good.
here and then got them both.
Nice.
Good battle,
Nice.
gentlemen. That was
Good
that
job.
was a
My
feisty
prediction was because I was like, if you bought
That
that,
was
it
what
wouldn't
you
be
needed?
good enough.
one.
Mhm.
I didn't portray you going up to go over.
So that was my question. So you bought this in your turn because you were on another blue tile and now
That's
activates
right.
at that
So that
point.
was why I have the
Mhm.
3 board states because it's like I bought it, but it wasn't activated yet. But as long as there was on the path, I could activate it later.
Nice.
And then, I mean, once you get a lot of moves, it's kind of hard to suppress them. And like the double gain is deadly because
Mhm.
you can always get enough resources to buy whatever you want
Mhm.
if you have the movement to like move in the proper pathways, right?
Yep.
And so when you get the double gain and enough moves, like that is like a super deadly board state with like enough with the double push to like put people in particularly nasty positions. Yeah, that's That can be brutal. That was a good fight though. Everybody had a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
I was never in a position really to buy gains. It's like okay, I need to have
That's raw. Yeah,
move.
that's tricky. But
Especially because like I had like this pass. Like my original thing is like okay, if I can get like at least 2 colors for the moves, I can get like that kind of bump and get down. And then this was the kind of the tricky area there because it was just completely locked down to blue and red, and I had
what was the
none of it.
feeling this game having no gains versus last game having the double gains? What was the different experience and strategy?
Well, I was able to move more,
Mhm.
obviously. And so you could feel that. Like I could kind of try to position myself to try and
You were
make
zipping around in the early game.
guys waste your pushes on me or whatever it was to try and distract you from that or whatever it was there. The downside of having any gains, of course, is the resource thing.
You're super
Like I'd have to
hungry
use an
all the
entire
time.
turn to like gain and then like swap. So the
Yeah.
next turn, hopefully I could buy. But then that's like, it's showing my hand like I'm clearly going to buy that thing.
And then, so what I find is the gains, like, they become so important to have in the late game, but you
Mhm.
need them in the early game. Because, like,
Mhm.
in the early game, they're kind of like, oh, having them, not having them. I'm still gaining cards about the same pace as everyone else. But in the late game, you can't afford to do the gain actions anymore.
Right, you need to
And
be-
it's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like I really needed it yesterday, you know?
Yeah, your action economy really drops down at the end.
Right. So these are like a late game powerhouse card that
Mhm.
like, but in the beginning you were so much closer to the zone. Like we were trying to suppress you early on.
Mhm.
Like there's a blitz strategy of going moves early where
Mhm.
like if you get in the end zone early, like it pays off. But if you miss that window, the games take off and then they like,
Yeah.
take you
Yeah.
to the end game.
I mean, I
Yeah,
feel like
you
there's
al-
also a strategy in like with not actually so getting close to the target, but not actually going into that home base. Like
That's what I
keeping
said,
it-
yeah.
keeping
So
it-
that was smart, right?
Well, you made the perfect play to go here because I would have gone up, which allowed me to go over and here and activate everything.
I was trying to get in the way. Like you had enough flexibility. There wasn't really a way I could stop you from getting in the way, but I was trying to always position myself on the tiles you wanted, which is you feel the annoyingness of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
shit. So like
Yeah,
go
that's-
around or waste turns just to get the same activation, and every one of those actions adds up over the course of the
Yeah.
game, you know. And
Does-
then, but you were playing it smart, where like this could score at any time, but keeps you
Mhm.
the flexibility, right?
Yeah.
And then
Well, because there's no
you're-
blue up here, and I'm like, I
Right.
need the blue and yellow.
and that was the whole thing is
Yep.
like, it doesn't matter when you score the first pawn if you don't have the power to score the second.
Exactly.
Right? And it just hurts you because then it's like so easy to trap you and all this other stuff.
You have less choices. Like
yeah,
if you do take the gain
you
action.
don't get as many flexibility. Yep.
I did
So-
the same thing the first
and
game
then-
against you. I just sat there.
And 3 player,
Yep.
it's even worse because then you can be like, I haven't scored both my cards.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew someone was going to say it. Like, oh, why would you push me? I'm like, get out of here. You've got a great position. Don't care about
Yeah,
it.
Steve's a snake.
But you know, that's what you want is to like just be waiting outside the gate. I will say, in 2 players, like you see this too, and in 4 players where it's like, oh, do I wait outside the gate? I will say, you got to be careful though if you wait too long. Like you give them a chance to like catch up. A lot of times, if you're in the lead, if you try to stall out. So the one mode that we never got to play, that maybe some point we will, is 4 player. 4 players is a very different vibe. So you notice, 2 players kind of classic. It has the push and pull, but it also has the race feel to it. Like it's kind of a nice balance. 3 player, you get a lot more push and pull, especially in the beginning. It just starts out, you're doing a lot of blocking and denying, right?
Yeah.
We're kind of in that defensive mode because
You start
now
out
you're like
defensive right
it's,
away.
It's like being on the basketball court and having to like watch out of
Mhm.
both peripheries. Okay, ball's here, but my man's here.
So it starts out very attacky and kind of on that mode. And then 4 player is the flip where it's very aggressively race because your push cards can be used to push an ally forward
Right.
or push somebody back. And since they can basically become move cards, suddenly the game moves a lot faster.
Yep.
And then you have this swap ability where you can swap cards with your ally. So if, for example, you're like all yellow and then you find yourself in the red-green forest,
Yep.
now it's time to like, I don't need these anymore. You could use them because maybe they need the yellow. And then you can very quickly change up your board state. It's faster
That's
to
fun,
swap
yeah.
than it is to buy. So, but swapping, it has a trade-off because if you're swapping, you're probably not buying that turn. So
Right.
knowing when to pull the lever of like, we've got enough cards between us that we can win the game now. Fuck it, let's just start doing this
Just
all the
crank
time.
it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a much more aggressive. And what I like about it is that with those cooperative abilities, the team play strategies are really interesting. But the game is still complicated enough that like I don't feel it suffers from how a lot of cooperative games suffer, where like one person kind of dominates the conversation and says,
Right.
"Oh, what if we all did this?" I feel like with this game, there's enough complexity that it's very beneficial to have multiple minds analyzing
Yeah.
the board, talking about the strategy.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you saw here, like Steve trying to figure out like in his entire turn, like what the potential was for each person to do with their entire turn different paths. Where if you have two people who are doing that, it would go quicker. Like, okay, no, this is don't worry about them. Like, I got that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so
Just divide and conquer.
4-player, super fun. They're
Yeah.
all fun, and they're all very different.
Yeah, this is great. It felt very different at 3, of course, than it did at 2.
Right.
And it's definitely one that plays quick enough. I feel like, especially if you're playing 2-player, like that first, probably up to mid game, once you know how to play, so very quickly, okay, you know what you're doing.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
going, and then after that, it probably
I only crunched
quickly slows down, like
Right.
as you get closer and closer to the end, because you want to make sure that the move you're making is
Right.
the best potential move.
Yeah, so I definitely when I play with the people I play test a lot with, like we definitely speed through up to like 4 cards, and then it's
Yeah.
like then we start to slow down where we're like, okay, hold on, you know, like and then the late game is super critical. Those last couple of moves is everything, you know.
Yeah.
But it's always fun. It's always different. It's always close, especially you know. If
You still like it after 100 plays?
After 100 plays, I still love it. My
Nice.
only challenge is that I do a lot of teaching the game now, and if
Mm.
you've played the game and somebody else hasn't played the game, you will demolish them at this game.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
See, I like playing against those. So I like playing someone who
Okay,
knows. Like,
okay.
Background. Steve is also the person who dives straight into the most difficult mode in Diablo.
Or any video game.
you
Like, I'll
you
go right to
hard for-
hardcore.
I mean,
Like,
the thing
permadeath
is,
mode, I
you'll
go
learn
right to.
really fast, but
Yeah.
That's what I like.
you're probably still gonna lose the first game just because like.
Which is fine.
You have
yeah.
to like you do need to get like the early cards you buy are super critical to the strategy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that makes
like,
sense.
If you
Yeah.
buy a totally wonky first card that you're not using at all, that's actually it's engine building. It builds off of itself, so like you
Yeah.
need full momentum the whole time. But that being said, like by the second game, like you're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
now,
Oh, yeah,
right? And now I
absolutely.
can start to really battle. But what's interesting I found is that you know, my thing is I like to build games with a high skill cap. I don't want this to be a game where you play
Right.
it 3 times and you're like, I've mastered it. I find that like even now playing it hundreds of times, we haven't hit the point where like the randomness of the boards and the cards is winning the game. It's
Mhm.
always us making mistakes and the other person capitalizing it.
Yeah.
We haven't hit the point where like we both played perfectly and you just got stuff before me. It's like,
Yep.
shit, oh, I missed that move and now there it is. You
Yeah.
know, and you can't afford to make a mistake in the late game. So like that'll always win or
No.
lose it for you.
Yeah, we had a couple cribbage games like that. It was
Yeah.
one mistake, one muggins, where like if you forget to count points, the other person gets it, and then that person ends up winning by 2, and it's like those are the 2 points.
Those are the 2
Yeah.
points.
Those
It's
are the 2
always the
points.
one. It's always the one tile. It's always the one card,
Yep.
which is cool. So and it's interesting. Like the defensive tactics get really complex when you are like in a very competitive 2-player game and you're up to that 11 card point.
Mhm.
Like there's like, oh shit, like
Well, Steve here was boxing you out for a minute. He's like, if I just sit right here, you can't
I was
go
in both too.
anywhere.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
it's-
and like it
It's-
gets crazy where like because you have so much move potential through your cards, like it actually defensively makes sense to go way out of your way just to deny them that
Yeah.
tile
Yeah.
they need, because you'll cross that tile back on your turn, like no problem. But like them not being able to trigger their whole cascade,
Yeah.
devastating. Like you can deny them 8 cards if you're just happen to be 3 tiles out of your way. So you're doing these crazy moves all across the board, getting these really weird positions, but it like makes sense. Which is always the fun part.
So how did you decide on a 6x6 grid?
So 6x6 is because when you take the 4 tiles away, the remaining number needed to be divisible by 4 to have color parity with the tile count. And there are only 2 numbers that make sense for that. 6x6 being 36, take out the 4, it's 32. Or 16, take out the 4, it's 12.
Too small.
So if you did a 5x5, 25, you take out the 4, it's 21. It wouldn't
No good.
work, which
No.
is the only other tile count that would kind of work. Now I have thought about a 5x5 potential where like the middle tile is like a variable tile
You
or
know,
something.
10 by 10 would that be way too
You
big?
can make some crazy. The problem is the bigger the board, the longer the distance, the longer the game.
Yeah.
Right. So right now, the distance to travel from corner to corner is exactly 10 tiles.
Yep.
It's always 5 up, 5 across. Right. And so scoring 2 pawns, the total distance to travel is 20 tiles. And it seems that a 20 tile game, it seems like 8 cards is like that median what you get to win, which to me, I'm like, 8 feels good. That's a good engine. Like it's in that complex region, but it's not in the crazy region, you know?
Yeah.
So
I mean, because that's what I was looking at on like this side over here, right? So I had the yellow with the 2 moves, and I was going for like a blue and a red move as well, because I could realistically like moving here 1, 2, like I'd be in.
Mhm.
Like just by being up there,
Mhm.
one move could get me to there.
And that's the thing about 3-player is by doing side to side as opposed to diagonal,
Mhm.
it's now a 5 tile distance. So it's a total of 10 tiles to travel. So
Mhm.
I've actually cut the distance to travel in half, which is why it immediately feels so tense. Everybody's almost
Right.
right there, but it actually like because there's someone immediately in your way and like you have to do battle over that, it extends it back. And as you saw, we won right around 8 cards again. So
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
4 game modes, all 3 game modes are balanced out. We're like, this is really the amount of cards everyone always ends up across all 3.
Yeah, it's very tight. It is
Yeah.
very, very tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing felt frustrating at all,
Ah.
which is great.
Oh, that's good. It's good. I thought you said it felt frustrating. I was like,
No,
Take the one space away and be like,
I mean, when you get
No, that's great. I love that.
if
I
somebody-
like
if
that.
If someone kill tiles you, then you're like, no. But like, I will say, it's always avoidable. Whether you saw it and avoided it is
Even that, like if someone like pushes you back, you're like, damn it, because it just creates that new puzzle, and it's
Mhm.
okay. How can I get them back, and how can I get there, or like how can I find what they didn't see? So it doesn't ever really get frustrating.
right. And
It's
like,
it's a healthy competition.
and
Yeah.
and like the more you play, like I expect them to push me, right? It's
course.
like, of course, like that's what they're gonna do.
Well,
to
you put
me.
yourself in a position so they will push you.
Yes, and then you're like, oh, okay. Well, when I know he's gonna push me because he bought a push, then that I want to buy this card because then whenever he pushes me, now it's a benefit. And then
Yeah.
they're like- and then they have to be like, now where?
and
do I
that's what I was with the yellows
Yeah,
too. I'm like,
exactly.
oh, I'll go here. You'll push
Yeah.
me back. Oh, I
And
can
I'll
use
just,
it again.
I'll just farm on it. I'll
Yeah.
just farm on it. And then so playing against their counter, that's what the whole game is. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know you're gonna do this, so I'm gonna do this, so you're gonna do this, blah blah blah.
I mean, that's what I was trying to do. Like up here, the 2 yellows, like, why are you grabbing yellow? Like you have nothing over them. Like,
But
because I'm
you
just
were
gonna back
expecting
and
the
forth.
defensive play. But then the problem is that we expected your defense.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's why,
And then he's just stuck there.
But then you're like, okay, well now you have to push me forward because it's the only
Yep.
beneficial thing. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not really a loss, right? So,
No.
anyways, that's what I like about it. I like chess a lot. I play it every day,
Yep.
and like to me, chess is a great game, but it's the skill cap is almost too high. I
Mhm.
find that it's hard to introduce new people to chess.
Well, there's
because-
a lot of pieces to learn on each different moves. There's a lot of maneuvers that even
And-
people who played it for a while don't even know that you can do.
And it's like it's hard for them to catch up to the level. Like I'm like, you want to
Mhm.
play chess with me? Play it for a year, and then
Yeah.
we'll play chess. You
Yeah.
know, where I was like, this gives me chess-like vibes,
Absolutely.
but then the learning curve is very fast.
Yep.
You know, and what I will say is, win or lose, it's always fun to activate your engine. You know, like
Absolutely, yeah.
you're gonna get a combo every single turn. It's always fun. And I was like,
Well, that was the theme of your game. Is like you started off the idea of like, okay,
I just want combos.
activating
every
cards
turn.
is what's fun.
I'd
Yeah.
like as many activations, every single turn activations. That was like the whole idea. And
And
I
if you're
feel
not
like it is.
activating, it's your fault because
Yeah.
you didn't build a good engine. So
I know.
Stop whining.
And like but I will say, out of the bell curve of players, very
Mhm.
few like don't get any activations. You know, what is
Imagine.
funny though? So I have played this with little kids. I played this with as young as 8, and they
Yeah.
love the game.
it's colorful.
They don't necessarily have the best strategy
Oh,
for
yeah.
the game, but kids universally have the same strategy. Every 8-year-old I've ever played has the exact same strategy.
Just head down, go for it.
No, they only buy pushes. That's it.
Oh, to screw over
Yeah,
their
they
friends.
just buy pushes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I played with this little kid. He only bought yellow pushes. That was the only card he wanted. He only wanted yellow pushes. He got up to 6 yellow pushes, and like he wasn't like making any progress. And he was playing against his dad, and his dad was like gradually crushing him. But then finally, he got in a position to move on yellow. He goes on it, and he goes 6 pushes, and we're like, you know what?
They get like television. Like I want to do this one thing to this one
Yeah,
person.
And I was like, you know what? He got it off one time the whole game, but that was like the
That's
best
amazing.
thing for him. And I was like,
Play the game.
and I was like, this guy's playing his own game. He's
Yeah.
got it figured out in ways
Oh,
that
yeah.
we don't. You know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that was the best. It's funny to watch them play. Yeah, they still have fun because they love that they can attack each other. I'm like, right?
That's all kids really want to do is attack.
They just
each
want to
other.
slap each other. And I'm
That's
like, all right, well, they're having fun, you know. And their parents are like, jump, and they're like, game, move, game, you know.
No, this is great. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, thank you
Definitely.
guys
Plans
for
with us?
hosting. Whoops.
Is there anything that you want to mention for the viewers now and later?
No, this was a great stream. I really appreciate you guys hosting me. You guys, by the way, were really good at this. You learned it very quickly,
Oh,
and you
thank
were
you.
playing a competitive game very quickly.
Yeah.
Not true for everyone. You guys are on the upper half of the bell curve, so
Yeah, we're pretty aggressive.
that's good. That's good to be. This was super fun. I really enjoyed being here and playing. And if anybody enjoyed watching, you know, Kickstarter's coming out in a week and a half, so keep an eye out for TacTile.
Yeah, it's in the Twitch stream right now. We'll have it into the YouTube video that goes up next Wednesday.
Sweet.
Yep, absolutely.
Which will be, like 4 days before the Kickstarter launches.
Perfect timing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll drop it on the
And we'll-
Kickstarter so people can watch the stream and like learn how to play and see it done.
And,
Nice.
yeah, and we'll, of course, on our IG, we'll throw a post as well when this is up for you guys if you want to watch it. If you didn't get to catch the first game, or if you caught only the first game and left and couldn't catch the second game, And of course, we'll throw out the link for the Kickstarter in there too for you.
Sweet.
So-
Sweet.
Wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Great game.
It was
Thank
great.
you.
It was great playing with both of you. This was so
Yeah.
much fun. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining us here at Ball and Board Games, where we played TacTile by Friendly Bee Game Company with Joseph Bugby here. I'm Bald.
I'm bored.
And I'm Bugby.
All right. Get your tactics straight.
That's right.